Okay, good rotation by Skewed. Good peel. Do you see the split here? Right? You can't focus both at the same time. The pack is there. That's exactly the strength of the Brig. Oh my gosh.
Importantly, Prophet with this EMP. He's getting a position drop.
Skewed gets a little greedy and gets EMP'd, and then gets penned. Ah! No way, man! They're nano!
We have unpaused.
Ah!
We are in. And we are going to win. Well, someone's going to win.
You see, like, that right there, like, Ashe is not going to be able to do that as well.
The first Seoul brawl.
Like, Ashe cannot peek Hanzo.
There's like a couple of Brigs on either side, Scott. Skewed obviously playing the Ana, though, who's famous for a Brig. And,
oh, this guy's trolling.
There's like a couple of Brigs on either side.
I am not a Belisariya lover. I have no idea how he played this game. But do you guys, I did a guess the SR of an anonymous player, and I guessed that Belisariya was Diamond on Ramattra and Reinhardt. It was on the Crow YouTube channel that someone was bringing up earlier. This is insanity. You can't do this. Like, here's the thing: is like, look at the sightline advantage here, right? And if you consider what we've seen Prophet and Lee Sumin's off-angle is, they have no LOS under the enemy backline here. This isn't just a wind tunnel to dump damage in, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4 members of Seoul Infernal and 1 member, maybe 2 members of excuse me, Dynasty versus the no. This is 2 members of Seoul Dynasty. I'm getting confused. Yes. Now they can't do this for free though, because if you look at the way Fixa and Skewed have rotated, this does allow Prophet. I'm just gonna call him Junior. I forgot about that. Junior. This allows Junior and Ashe to actually rotate through lower left. Peepo Blondin, thank you for the sub, mate. I appreciate the gifted sub to my own moderator. But because they're all stacked here, Belisariya can't play here. But it does mean that Prophet, little Junior, can rotate on his Ashe on a deeper angle because nobody's over here. Do you see this? There's nobody over here. It's wide open to take. Sorry. But this is stupid because even if Belisariya gets his bubble forced here, it's bad. Like, why what did you get out of this? This is dumb. You can't do this. You can't do this. You can't do this.
Fixa was playing that for Infernal, and Mag,
and that's it.
Picking up the first kill.
It's just a big mistake.
Yeah, Belisariya not anticipating that amount of damage coming out. I don't know if
he should have
shot from MN3 as that is.
He should have anticipated that damage.
Yeah, Prophet unable to use that incredible.
I'm gonna turn down the volume just a tiny bit.
It's been a while.
Hey, Sneaky. Thanks for the sub, mate. So yeah, if you guys don't know, I like calling Prophet Junior just because it's easier. What's going on here?
That's going to get hard throughout this cast, but that is the major difference that we're seeing from these two teams.
I think they're just a little bit of greed from Infernal.
Prophet. And you can see, the Infernal trying to get aggressive.
I think they're okay though.
Into their spawn, just getting up some charge, trying to find some extra picks, but they are repelled. But MN3 finds another pick.
Headshot. Trying to pursue. Hey, hey mate, good to see you, mate. Long time no see. I guess not that long, but I mean, there's nothing to say here. They open up the fight with another headshot. They're trying to pursue the staggers. Zest gets free of the off-angle control because they're down their Ashe. There's nothing. It's been nothing but individual mistakes. Well, an individual mistake from Dynasty, and then just a couple of good shots from N3 have kept the snowball going.
We haven't seen this from any other team in competitive play since this map has come out. Most people.
Hey, Oren.
Haven't seen this from any other team in competitive.
So this is interesting. I want to point this out. So look at how aggressive this hold is here. Now, my anticipation of why they're doing this hold, as you can kind of see it here. I don't like using the term kill box very much, but we'll use it here just because it's a good analogy for this particular situation, where Infernal are taking a fight or expecting a fight in a very, very specific spot right here. Where if you guys are familiar with this map, and at least at this point you kind of should be, this area is pretty nasty. It's pretty wide open. There's not a lot to do or see here. So if Dynasty turn their brains off and just kind of walk forward, they're going to walk forward into a pretty nasty pincer. And it's also worth noting that Fixa and Hanzo are working together with Skewed, Mag, and I think Tracer here working on the other off angle. That's cute. I'm totally down for that. It's very aggressive, and typical Koth style, taking early fights is usually not good. But if you can, like, let's say, just take a quick dive, win off of a pulse bomb, catch them off guard, it's worth it, right?
Such an interesting.
Yeah, there's no disengage. It's a very bad disengage here, but it's a gamble for sure. Now, the cute thing is, and what messes this up, at least initially, is look at how Dynasty rotate. Dynasty does not turn the brain off and just rotate down main and set up. They actually go, wait a second, something's wrong. I can feel it. It's just a feeling I've got, right? And they actually rotate here. Do you see this? And do you see how this messes them up? What are the Hanzo Brig doing now? Answer, Jack all. Congratulations, daily double, right? They do nothing, right? So not only do they juke the dive, but they actually completely eliminate 2 members of Seoul Infernal and completely screw up the dive fencer and immediately. So that's good. That's good. And now Infernal really should back off.
They have the advantage of some of these ultimates, as you can see. Mag already going deep, popping the primal. Very close to the edge.
Nano primal. No, they screw up. So this is all happening off screen, but without the replay viewer, we have no idea what's going on. By the way, nice block by Krillin. Do you guys see that? I don't know if it was on purpose. I swear that was a block. Does he block it on purpose with a shield? Or maybe it's just unlucky. I don't even know. I felt like that nade should have hit, but somebody blocked it. Anyway, long story short, Infernal commit, and they push through. But the unfortunate thing is now Infernal are the ones getting pincered here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're completely surrounded here. Remember, the Hanzo's still in a bad position. I want you guys to remember that. He's still, like, he's way off screen to the left side. And so then GG's. So Seoul commits 5 ultimates. 5. But because they forced the dive so hard, instead of just, okay, our setup for dive failed, let's reset up, take good positions around point, they forced 5 ultimates. GG's. And the reason why it didn't work is because this guy and this guy were not in good positions to contribute to the fight. And this guy was by himself. Or by herself. I guess Ana, it doesn't really matter. GG's. Oh, I'm sorry. Infernal. Junior, Dynasty, Infernal, Prophet, Junior, Dynasty, Infernal. ABCD, 2G, LK, So honestly, freaking amazing from Dynasty. That was sick. Infernal got screwed. So you can see Dynasty is ready if they do push top, but if they go to point, you're going to see probably Prophet drop. Belisariya decide if he wants to go from here or here, and then Prophet Junior will probably rotate off screen to our left, kind of up north.
Find any value with that rally coming out, so maybe relying on M3 to hit a shot right here. Prophet's got to be careful.
Yeah, Infernal really all Infernal can do is pressure point and just try to create opportunities for M3 to hit a shot. There's nothing they can do. I'm surprised to see Mag even as aggressive as he is. Okay, this is where the Hanzo is really helpful though. Like, if it's just being able to just shut off an entire sight lane with a hero that's not that diveable is so powerful. Because I'm like looking at this and I'm like, there's no way that Prophet couldn't just be like hard egoing or like playing here and like off-angling here. But it's like, it's actually like really hard for him to do that, because it feels like every time he does that, is M3 going to hit a shot, you know? It's rough.
In the back line of Seoul Infernal, but not to be just yet. In fact, wait, what was that? In the back line of Seoul Infernal, but not to be just.
So nice little dive from Belisariya. I know we were making fun of him earlier, but I like it. You're going to notice something else as well. Fix is literally on the high ground. Which is pretty funny. I don't know what he's getting out of this position. I'm all for the Brig flank when it actually like allows you a different sight line here, but I don't know what this does. He's not going to be able to whip shot the Winston engage, nor does he have a good off angle that he's controlling for his Hanzo and he can't pack Tracer on point either. I'm honestly confused. I would prefer Fixa to be playing like close to where Hanzo is on the kind of lower right, and then have Ana play here. Maybe, I'm not sure. This is something else. But what this means is that if Bellasaria is able to flank to here, he's gonna get a free dive on the backline, and they don't even need a an ultimate here. They don't have this, but they don't need it. He's gonna get a nasty engage. At the same time, while Bellasaria does this, we really want to see Junior and Prophet pushing these guys out off of point. So he's just basically causing a distraction that we can get rid of some of the goofballs on point, right?
Wait, what was that? Wait a second.
There it is, right? That's what we want to see. Mag might even die.
Speaking of dives, you don't really want to dive.
Yeah. Fix it, trolls. What is Fixa doing? What is he doing?
Wait a second. MN3 just diving straight towards Bellasaria, who's going pretty low.
So Fixa goes, let's push. Oh no. Honestly, not a bad setup from the Infernal. It was just kind of a grief by Fixa there. But yeah.
Krillin, of course, can faction and stun now. Every Tracer's worst nightmare is being reinvented and back into the
Okay, now we've finally got Bob. Prophet set up for Pulse. They have farmed a Nano back again, which is pretty nice. Big Pulse, back to marking on point, and then now Dynasty can just chill. Honestly, Zest might actually die here. Yeah, because he's going to be the most isolated target. That's the funny thing about Dive a lot of times, is it's like, if you force Tracer recall, a lot of times the Tracer that's overextended is the first kill that you see, not even the enemy backline.
Too much here, Scott. They're relying on MN3 to find picks, but not to be.
Okay, so
yeah, and Seoul Dynasty are coming up to all their other ultimates.
Infernal's gonna come back in. Probably need to find some way to get Mag on the backline, which shouldn't be too hard, because what will happen is MN3 will take a sightline. Okay, I'm gonna let it play out. I'm gonna explain my thought process once we actually see a team fight here.
Going into last fight territory, they need to find some value here. Skewed looking for a nade with an engagement.
Oh, never mind. It didn't even matter. My point was being MN3 is gonna take a sightline. That's gonna force Prophet to play back, Junior to play back. With Junior not being able to peek that sightline, that's gonna allow Mag to stage his dive, walk forward without getting poked too much. This will then allow the Nano Monkey to actually get on top of the backline because your Hanzo is controlling the enemy Ashe. Now, that being said, they still have the ult advantage with Bob, but that would be more of a Bob on point to control point, thus allowing them to properly peel off the better Mag dive. A little bit of a complicated way of looking at it. Let's see what we got here. Don't even talk to me about Al Replay Viewer. I'm so sad. I don't even know where Zest is. Oh, Zest is here. Prophet takes an angle, blows this. Bam. Nice shot by Junior. Nice sleep dart. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if Bellasaria just messes this one up, but he eats the whip shot before the jump and somehow still gets slept. So that's tough.
Remember, 3.5 seconds sleep timer on tanks now, so he's going to wake up a little bit sooner than Skewed would hope. Primal Rage in the small room, but look at the pocket from Bellasaria, who was Nano, but remember, 3.5 S, no re.
I don't know. Would Nano Primal kill a better backline here? Or would a better Winston kill the backline with Nano Primal? I'm not sure. Okay, maybe not. Because my question is would this be better if the backline rotated out of this room once they landed the sleep dart and just make the Winston chase them elsewhere? I'm not sure. But yeah, depending on the number of packs that Fixa has. Yeah, the next whip shot was definitely early. But at least it gets the Inspire started. But yeah. My question is where is... This one is tough though, because if you're Bellasaria, you're pushing here because you've got Nano Primal, right? But the bad thing is that what can the rest of Dynasty do here? Zest is dead, so there's no Tracer to chase and kill. So then once Mag gets out, and then 3's here, you've committed Nano Primal, and your team could do nothing. Do you see the problem there? Like, if your Nano Primal is zoning the entirety of Seoul Infernal, but there's nobody else to shoot, that's a problem. Cheers, mate. Yeah, cheers, Trey. There's the Nano Hanzo as part of Appeal. Good pulse.
Yes, it is the league. Here it is.
Hey, Stefano. Thanks for the sub, mate. So, a really, really unfortunate turn of events where both the Nano and the Primal get shut down with literally nothing but cooldowns. Armor Pack and Sleep Dart. They do get the kill on Zest, but because Belisarius forces the engage, then they're forced in a situation where they don't have any ultimates. They lose the fight. The Nano Hanzo as part of a catch play to catch the aggression. That's rough. And then honestly, even the Bob isn't that good, because look at the Bob here, right? So we talked about Bob on point, right? But they Bob on point, but the Bob doesn't necessarily have a particularly good angle to actually contribute to the fight. The Bob isn't really doing much that there are not already hiding from. So it's not great. Not the end of the world, because Infernal did blow a lot to cap that, and they will have time for a recontest, but it's going to be more on Prophet's shoulders to actually make this work.
Yeah, the Dynasty realized that fight is going against
and there it is.
Get that stick. That's going to allow them to go in with a healing advantage.
Primal in the backline, so you have to ignore the backline. Oh. As just Prophet. Mag will be able to touch with Nano or Primal.
Yeah, Mag does have the Primal, so he will be able to be the one who comes in late touch, so we should be an even matchup.
He kind of jumps sideways to try and avoid the whip. He does. I don't know if he avoided the Sleep Dart there or not. He does. He jukes it. That's great. Good value. I mean, you can't do more as Mag there. That was perfect right there. So a lot of zoning of backline. It's just unfortunate that nobody else was there to follow up. Obviously, again, Junior kills Zest, which is like the third time now already. So brutal. So, yeah, let's keep watching. I don't think it would have mattered, to be honest with you. I think Dynasty wins that one regardless. But Prophet definitely deadlifting some fights there. The pole sticks were monstrous. Let's keep watching. It depends on the map, Trey. Depends on the map. If you Onizent are not easily diveable in wide open maps because they can poke out and control space that prevents the dive from ever happening in the first place. You see, the problem in ranked is when you play with an Onizent player in ranked, they'll stack up, they'll group up together and play like little mice huddling in a corner. You die when you play like that. The way to play Onizent versus dive is Alpha Giga Chad with a Tracer flanker helping you and just ego them and never even let them set up and get close to you in the first place. Blow their heads off before they dive. And Owl dive is more about prevention than it is about salt, than it is about the cure.
No changes coming in from Seoul Infernal is surprising. We've seen
a lot of teams open Rein here. A lot of teams also open Rein on the previous map. It's just basically a life hack to getting control out of this angle here and forcing the enemy team to either disengage or play around point where there isn't a lot of cover.
A lot of teams play this sort of brawl or rush style with the Reinhardt.
So they're going to TP generally at either Ana or Hanzo.
So they can get on the skewed and the backline, and Infernal, which is not ready for that. A lot of teams play
the best response that you can have is, one, you need to kind of sell whoever's getting dove, if it's an Ana or Hanzo, and just accept the fact that they're going to die. The problem, I think, is that it looks like Skewed gets poked. Right, do you see that? Do you guys see that? Skewed gets hit with a headshot by Prophet. And I think that forces Skewed's nade right there. So then the TP we should have a really big nade on at least Mei and Reinhardt here to force their cooldowns, which will not only allow Skewed to live longer, it will also force more cooldowns and maybe lead to more kills. So then when they go, you have the Winston pincer and the Hanzo pincer and the Tracer pincer, and honestly even the Lucio pincer onto something like a Baptiste, not a Lucio, on like a Baptiste or Symmetra, you will get the kill on the Ana. Skewed is going to die, but it's going to be miserable along the process. In addition, Skewed really should have been able to hit the sleep dart here. He doesn't even get the sleep dart off. So, bit of a misplay from Skewed. Nade and sleep, completely irrelevant. I don't know where MN3 is. Fixa is too far away, honestly. I don't even know where MN3 was or is, so obviously there was no Hanzo pressure. Zest is at 10% ult charge. That's a big problem. So we have both of our DPS were irrelevant. Fixa was too far away to do anything. Skewed muffed both of his cooldowns. Credit goes to Prophet for hitting a good Icicle and a good TP from Junior onto the Ana. Skewed also could have hit, I mean, you took a headshot, but you got to be careful with that. That's the big thing. And I think also as well, it's important for Ana when you see Sim TP to play very, very hide and go seek. You should be hard to track down and hard to scout. It's tough. I'm not saying that Skewed sucks at all, but just telling exactly what went wrong with the fight. Skewed missed both cooldowns, or muffed both cooldowns, got headshot, and it was easy to track. That's it. You probably don't need to swap though. I think the comp is fine. Nano, Primal, Dragon even are pretty good ultimates in this matchup.
So you got to really pick your poison. I'm surprised we don't see a switch come out from Skewed in any way as well. Maybe confident that they're...
I don't think you could see a switch. Like the thing is again, the Ana is sellable, but Nano is so good versus this composition. Nade is so good. Sleep Dart so good versus this composition. This is a one-trick pony composition. They only have one play.
Just gonna play slow. Wait for the Infernal to step up.
I'm surprised to see Skewed using Sleep Dart there. You guys see Prophet with Slept? I don't understand that. I think that's a misplay from Skewed. I want to see Sleep Dart used more mid-fight. Like right now, you need Sleep Dart. There's the nade. Oh, he did have Sleep. Maybe he got it back in time. Got it back in time. But this is what we want to see, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we want to see. Skewed is dead, but look at that. That's all it is. Again, the sleep doesn't hit though. Needs to hit. It needs to hit. Even if it just buys you a little bit more time or causes a little bit more damage, right? Because it's going to get woken up almost immediately, but the sleep needs to hit. But yeah, I mean, this is... There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's why they stay Ana, right there. Who cares if you die, if you just instantly kill the entire enemy team? Nice job. I also want to point out, look at MN3's ult charge here. I think MN3 leans right. Yeah. You see this? So MN3 is actually here as they're TPing here, so they're getting shot in the back. Look at MN3's ult charge here. So it's only a couple of shots, but they matter a lot. Right there. Right there. And also you notice that MN3 is under zero pressure whatsoever. Symmetra May can't do multiple things at once. That was good. That was good. And Mag's ult charge obviously is the big one too. That was good. Bellasaria hit a fire strike. Yeah.
Well, sadly the reality is I think Seoul Infernal Skewed was a sacrifice they were willing to make. You know, they really spread away from Skewed, let him go down, but they were all...
Cassidy's on the uptake here. I do think Seoul Infernal's comp is just straight up better here. I think the nerf to Cassidy makes him a lot less attractive in this composition. I think that he's probably the best pick into what they're playing. But I don't think this composition functions as much as it used to.
There from the Infernal making this adjustment as we see Seoul Dynasty
I don't think it works.
Move over to the Cassidy.
It's like the old economy, like unless you're London, but even with London, like a lot of changes have made this a lot less attractive. I think this is gonna be hard. BAP window, nobody cares about BAP window. You suck. Goodbye. And you notice at the same time, while they BAP window, Mag is zoning backline. He will not get a kill with new BAP shift and Lucio Peel. But the rest of Infernal take this opportunity to hunt down the isolated Prophet. It's good. And that's it. 1 for 1 and you lose. And then now they have Nano soon. Again. And then there's the dragon. Oh, they're going to try and chase the snowballs. Nice. Why does Sigma synergize with snipers? It's just the range. Its ability to shield off snipers in the range.
No, maybe not. Okay. Maybe not. Not conservative enough.
Nano!
Dynasty, maybe.
And there's the Kiriko swap. So the Kiriko swap is interesting because the Kiriko swap means that you have significantly less healing on Reinhardt, but you could actually like take angles and survive dives and assist your Cassidy in winning duels and your Tracer winning duels. So you win the space trade, but that you lose a lot harder on the main trade. Now, I think the Kiriko variation of this comp is promising in certain situations, but it requires a lot of discipline from your Reinhardt, who's not going to be getting healing near as much. So he has to play a lot more discipline. The Kiriko is objectively better at doing everything else, but is worse at keeping your Reinhardt up. I think was it London that played the Kiriko variation on this point? I think versus Boston, and like for example, Hadi got a little bit sloppy, got pulse bombed, and just straight up died. And that's not something you're used to doing, but when you're playing with the Kiriko, you got to be ready for it. They'll probably stay Rein because of Shatter, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a swap shortly afterwards.
It's good to see Mag really finding his footing early in this series, just playing that aggressive style. He just creates so much space.
There's the Sombra swap. That's probably pretty reasonable as well. I like that one a lot better. I don't like the Cassidy very much anymore. So now you're gonna have basically a dive comp, but just played with the Reinhardt. Don't think of it as a Rein, or it's just a dive comp. It's just a dive comp. That's all it is. It's a dive comp. Can they find a way to rotate onto the Ana or the Hanzo? Can they find a way to try and isolate the enemy Tracer with a 2v1 hack? That's gonna be the question. There it is. Counter peel dive. Good hack pressure on backline. Now they get pressure on point. There's the Nano. It's a good shatter. Forces beat. And another stick from Prophet. Now all Dynasty need to do now is just chill. Just chill. You guys are good. Everybody's happy. Honestly, a really good shatter by Belisaria. I'm very you know, and this is a tricky thing too, is like when you make this swap and you swap off of the Cassidy, what do you nano Rein or nano Winston onto? You know, what do you nano Winston onto anymore? It's hard now, right? Like they nano Winston, but really what can a nano Winston do? So I actually think if we're working with the Infernal here, I don't like the nano Winston here at all. Who would you nano instead, chat? Who would you nano instead? Because there is nothing to necessarily dive. You could jump onto Lisa Men and then nano afterwards. You could nano and go onto Krillin, but even that probably wouldn't be very attractive. So who would you nano instead? Right, Tracer or Hanzo for peel? Yes. You would absolutely, and imagine a nano Tracer right now, or a nano Hanzo even right now. Much more attractive. Much more attractive. Huh, Lucio? Huh. But you could see, like, Winston just felt completely helpless there, right? There's nothing to dive, he can't peel. Nothing. Let's play predict the swap. I don't predict a swap here, but it wouldn't be bad if they did. I do think Hanzo can do well versus these heroes in a 1v1. And certainly the fact that they're on Rein means that he's not going to get like turbo dove stomped. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a Sombra swap here.
There's just too much pressure coming out.
Okay, so they stay Hanzo. I think that's probably just fine. The Brig swap as well. So, okay, let's ask. Why are they playing Brig, not Lucio? Why would you swap off of Lucio? What does Brig do that Lucio doesn't? You don't need the speed. Well, why? Think of it more about what Brig provides and not what Lucio provides. Controls angles. Yeah. I mean, think about it this way. If my Hanzo takes an off angle, what can a Lucio do to help him? Obviously, go be with him. But what's the problem with that? Now my Ana's by herself. So now the Sombra Tracer hacked my Ana and my Ana's dead. Okay, that's okay. We'll learn from this. I'm going to play Ana, Lucio together and then help heal my Hanzo at range. Well, that's helpful, but now if I hack my Hanzo, only Ana healing can help him. How about if I play Brig? If my Hanzo gets hacked, I pack my Hanzo. Burst heal, heal over time. Or I play my Brig with my Hanzo, and my Ana gets hacked, I pack my Ana. Do you see that? Brig can peel the person that she's with, but she can also peel the person that she's not with. And Seoul have 2 people that they have to care for, not 1. Therefore, the Brig is better. If Seoul were on Sombra, you would not see a swap to Brig. Well, okay, you might, but it would be significantly less attractive. That's that simple. So now you can have your Ana and Hanzo split, but still get help.
On this Sombra, playing a bit of mystery heroes, but I like this switch. He can give the scouting, he can give them information to choose when they want to go in. If he gets up to this EMP, it's going to be hard for the Infernal to...
They're also not really using the speed, right? Well, right, because they're not rotating as a unit. They're taking more off angles, like individually.
Yeah, they do go for a big dive, easy EMT target.
The way Seoul Infernal win is to try and avoid this Reinhardt, by the way. They need to try and get around this Reinhardt if they can, but obviously the problem is that easier said than done, because the Sombra Tracer are controlling the flanks as well.
Tracer, you can blink out of nowhere, will dome you pretty fast. Oh, nice Sonic.
Sonic on the flank to scout for Sombra.
Sure, he did.
So we're probably seeing from Seoul is probably trying to chill, build up the Kiriko ultimate, and then go for a 3-2-1 Kiriko rush, which Kiriko ultimate with Rein is actually pretty good.
Yeah, but we'll never know. Zest with the pulse, leash him in, jumping over the wall, trying to get out of the way at this point. But we'll never know. Zest with the pulse, leash him in.
There's the hack on the Ana.
Trying to get out of the way at this.
Now they are marking profit though, so I don't imagine that this is going to get a kill, because Sombra alone will not kill an Ana.
Pulse bomb. Zest chasing down Prophet, who's actually forced his recall. Oh, that was.
What happened with Mag?
Chasing down Prophet, who's actually forced his recall.
Oh, Mag.
Sure what happened there, but we'll never know. Zest with the pulse.
So Zest wrapping around. I think Mag might have jumped Kiri off screen right here and then got pinned, would be my guess. That's a bit unfortunate because he was 95%. Now the funny thing is that ends up working out perfectly because he was at 95% primal. But if this doesn't work, this is a big deal from Belisaria to pin back, because look at how much space MN3 and Skewed get. They now get the entire part of the map because Belisaria was keeping them scared. Belisaria now gives up that position to peel back. Now they have the entire area here, Infernal do. So it's a good play, but a very risky play. Like by peeling back there, you did open up the opportunity for MN3 to get a kill, and there it is. Prophet, yeah, Junior does kind of ego this one though, because if you look, he gets hacked right here. He gets body shot, right? And then he continues to peek. That's a mechanical mistake from Junior. He shouldn't do that. You can't do that versus Hanzo. The thing with Sombra Tracer, if you get body shot as Hanzo, you're cooked. You have to back out. You can't stay. You can't stay. So that's a mistake from Junior.
Overtime approaching for Seoul Dynasty, but they've still got the Lucio and Belisaria on the point.
Oh, what a sleep dart.
Seoul Dynasty, but they've still got the Lucio and Belisaria on the point. Belisaria does end up getting slept for.
Oh, Belisaria got slept. I thought it was on Prophet. That was so confusing. MN3 goes Sojourn just for faster recontest, better hit scan versus dive, even though she's relatively weak. That being said, Seoul do have an old advantage, but it's a very slight old advantage. Nano and Primal are usually monstrously powerful ultimates. However, versus this composition, as we've already established, is not as much to Primal. So what I would like to see done is Mag tries to force either Sombra Translocator or Kiriko TP, then pursue with Primal Rage on one of the DPS or Kiriko. Nano, I still think needs to be used defensively. I think a Nano on any of these 3 targets is good. I actually think the last person you'd want a Nano most likely is Mag. Okay.
Once again, backing away.
I don't like skewed on point though.
Prophet with another pulse bomb, but more in Prophet.
Zest needs to be marking Prophet. Zest needs to be marking Prophet. We cannot let Prophet get the pulse bomb. We cannot let Prophet get the flank. We cannot let him do what he wants.
He's getting a position, drops it on skewed, is the follow-up.
Okay, where is Prophet?
Prophet with this EMP. He's getting a position, drops it on.
Looks okay. Good rotation by skewed. Good peel. Do you see the split here? Right? You can't focus both at the same time. The pack is there. That's exactly the strength of the Brig. Oh my gosh.
Importantly, Prophet with this EMP. He's getting a position, drop.
Skewed gets a little greedy and gets EMP'd and then gets penned. Ah! No way, man! They're nano!
Turn him into a flat pancake there.
No!
Yes, it is. Turn him into a flat pancake. Takes two with him at least. Gets killed by Fixer, but oh my word, not another.
Prophet must die. Prophet must die. Prophet must die. He doesn't die.
So does Prophet as well. Skewed is going to be able to come back in a moment's notice.
Oh my gosh, man. I guess I'm just a Bellasaria hater, man. Oh my gosh.
But will he be there in time? Zest is already dead, and Prophet now just on cleanup duty. Magpot the primal rage.
Nice job by Mag. Buys a lot of time. Gets back in with a nano. Nano shatter 3, 2. No, that's it. Ah! Okay. Trying to think here. I mean, Skewed just can't die here. Like, Skewed just can't die here. Not with both cooldowns. Not with both cooldowns. He can't be peeking this cover too much. I do think Skewed's made some crucial errors, which have definitely hurt. Honestly, Prophet has played really quite well. Bellasaria, I will give credit. The shatters, the pins, for the most part, have gone very well as well. Yeah, I mean, they earned it. Yeah, stalling over OT, over T, I say, is really, really important. Okay, let's keep going. So credit goes to Dynasty. Definitely earned that one. Avami, thank you so much for the sub. Just don't get pinned moment. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, let's talk comps since we actually see what's being played here. Okay, so welcome to APAC, where Zen, things like this are very, very popular. You have some of the best hit scan players in the world, so I think you're crazy to not use them. I think as a whole, APAC DPS players are just better than Western players. I think that's my general opinion. I definitely think there are exceptions to the rule, and I think it's really impossible to say for sure, especially considering how rarely they play versus each other. But I think that you see that kind of bias dictating the picks. That's why you see things like Ashes and Hanzos and Zenyatta's being played. Ball being played in the Blizzard world is not that weird. I mean, it's a little bit tough on first point, but second point is very, very, very wide open. Ball is actually really, really powerful. So it's like MN3 and Junior are just some of the best hit scan players in the world. I haven't seen enough of Junior, but he looked very, very good on the League Scrim. From at least on his hit scan heroes, he was mostly better. And MN3 last year is just disgusting. So, I mean, it's not a surprise. So, anyway, long story short, Brig Zen, Ball, likely to be something that leans more into the hit scan, less into the Sombra, so that they're going to be prioritizing it. It's going to be all about trying to get your Hanzo and your Zenyatta into power positions as much as you possibly can. This might mean that you're going to rotate your backline to where you can pocket your Tracer. If you're able to clear the Tracer out, then you're able to get your Hanzo into power position. It's all about angle control, guys. It's everything about Overwatch is about map control and good timing. So let's take a look here.
This is a good map for Wrecking Ball. There's a lot of mega health packs that you can roll around.
So you notice that Zest is like pursuing. I do not let the guy take an angle. So like right now, Prophet looking to clear this out. If he could play smart around mega health pack, his control here might at some point allow his Hanzo / Brigson to be able to rotate in this way. If Prophet doesn't go in here first and clear this out, then they might get pincered and dove right here.
Especially with the Hanzo and Tracers.
And there it is, right? Backline's trying to rotate forward. They clear out the Hanzo. They use Prophet's position. They clear it out. And then now here we go. So then now what we have right here, that's not what I wanted. Now what we have here is Hanzo here, Briggs in here, Tracer here, ball coming around from here. And I don't know why I used X, but this is an H. H, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Brig then can pocket the Hanzo from range on the high ground, creating a pincer. I wish that was an angle you could do that with. I might not be able to use that, actually. That's really frustrating. You can only do 90. Creating a bit of a pincer here. You guys see that? So his support is on the left. I'm actually surprised to see Junior running away from this angle. They might have scouting that Tracer's on this flank. I don't know where Zest is. I assume that's why he leaves, because Tracer's hunting him down. And his Tracer can't help because his Tracer's actually all the way on the other side of the map. But yeah. No, Zest is over there. That's strange. I think Hanzo really could have stayed there. It's a really great pincer by Seoul, though. Even just the initial body shot, plus having the Zenyatta, Briggs and Tracer rotate around, is really nice. Epic pin, yeah.
He is opening it up for the Seoul Dynasty and Prophet, both rookies, both very talented players, but have not played in the league. And Prophet's really putting Greed. Can they get the kill?
Oh no, they can't.
It's so scary, especially with this healing comp with Skewed and Fixer. It's so scary, especially with this healing comp with Skewed and Fixer. Actually healing.
I don't know where Junior was. I assume he was somewhere around here.
You have to commit orb and maybe a pack onto somebody. Prophet trying to look for the pulse. Does
Oh.
throw the leg of the tank there.
A little bit of greed, a little bit of overextension from Dynasty.
Slam and
Ha.
I like the way Seoul Infernal are playing.
Yeah, and then now the rubber banding, right? One team overextends, then they get punished for it, then the other team is able to snap right back. And then now here's the funny thing. So the spawn camp on this map is pretty good, and you can see why right here, right? If you could set up your backline in a powerful position and a good sight lines to where you can control a lot of the map, you're going to be able to take a fight wherever that position is. So you're like, well, then why are they spawn holding? Well, because their backline position is really good. You can help your Tracer, you can help your ball, you can help your Hanzo off of this position. And even if they do lose this fight, they're going to get a very easy recontest. So how Dynasty break this is actually kind of unusual. They don't actually assault this position first because it's actually very difficult to do so. Instead, what I would like to see is Dynasty is to have some way to rotate upstairs and peek this high ground without peeking the enemy backline and clear this angle out first. You see, if you could, let's say, put these guys, even just 3 or 4, right? And shoot just the ball Tracer where these guys can't see to help, then you can easily clear them out. Once you clear them out, then you can go aggressively on the enemy backline without worry about getting your backline traded. Isn't Sombra better against ball than Hanzo? Yes. But is Sombra better versus Brig Zen? I don't know. Not really. It's a lot more tricky, right? And Hanzo isn't bad if he gets armor packs and Harmony Orb and Peel, right? Which he will. He can one-shot Tracer, he can one-shot Brig, he can one-shot the enemy Hanzo, he can one-shot Zen. He can. If you guys have ever played Sombra versus a good Hanzo, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. You're looking at it in a vacuum. Sombra is good versus Zen. But imagine playing Sombra versus 2 targets that can essentially one-shot you, a Tracer that can hunt your Translocator, a Sombra that can hunt your Translocator, a Brig that can easily peel off the Zenyatta or Hanzo. It's not that simple. And again, going to the original point, these are their best heroes, or some of their best heroes. These guys are probably not as good at Sombra as they are other heroes. The problem here is that Zest peeks Junior while he's trying to clear out the ball Tracer. The ult is terrible, but everything else about Hanzo is pretty reasonable. Oh, Prophet overextends again. Dragon could just be used to kind of isolate somebody and to try and get a kill elsewhere. I don't know what's happening to Mag here. Mag is in. Mag is in their spawn. Mag just gets isolated and killed. He's all the way over here. Just a little bit of overextension. The mines from Belisariya actually kind of ended up indirectly isolating Mag. So that was good. Hey, thanks for the sub, mate.
Continue their legacy and arrive second in this tourney.
Who knows, mate? Okay, so spawn camp broken. That's okay. It did cost Seoul their mines. You are going to be able to get an easy recontest. Double support ult. Always crazy in this composition.
And this has made it a lot easier for wrecking balls to be self-sustainable, and that's why I was surprised we haven't seen more of it. But you know, Mag and Belisariya are really proving why there can be value, but it's just difficult for them getting that discord from this.
Pulse swarm goes in.
You can see them sort of backing their backline into this room, leaving them getting so low, but holding onto that transcendence.
There's two strategies to approaching Blizzard World Segment. And a lot of the times they're overlapping depending on the circumstances. One is controlling high ground. Two is controlling cart. And the problem with controlling high ground is there's really only like 3 or 4 positions that you can do it from. Here, 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 and here. Because if you hold anywhere else, especially at a higher level, there's no cover at all. So Seoul knows that they're on equal ult footing. They don't have like a massive ult advantage. So what they're going to do is they're just going to play it slow and prioritize on shooting cart. And cart, if you play inside this room, if you're on high ground, you can't shoot the backline. You see that? They're not standing out in the open on cart, right? Like you guys might be thinking about that when I say cart, I don't mean standing on cart. I mean playing underneath, right? In these rooms are here, where the high ground can't shoot down at you. And what the priority is to shoot, discord, spam, whatever, blow up cart. And the enemy team does the exact same thing, basically. At some point, we might see a rotation to high ground, but it's going to be when you can hold a position like this here and actually do something, or when you can hold a position like here and do something. But the problem if you hold this position here is you can't harmony, orb, or discord cart, so then you lose cart. Dragon is honestly just used to just move people around. It's just such a bad ultimate. I don't think that was a good dragon. I think you could definitely get more out of that dragon than what Junior just got it. But yeah, it's not exactly a surprise either. So then now they're rotating to high. You can take high now and poke down and cart from this way, which is probably what Infernal are doing. Scoot gets the right click. Not a lot to say besides there. Only ult worse than Dragon is Doomfist. Doomfist's way better than Dragon.
Yeah, he's really starting to like stabilize with the Seoul Infernal, and there's pressure coming out. But as you said,
Dragon is definitely the worst ult in the game, as far as at least at this level of play. Depending on the composition, it can be good though. But in most compositions, Dragon is the worst ult.
One of the primary reasons we haven't seen more Wrecking Ball be played in the West because Sombra is just such a hard counter to the Wrecking Ball. You can hack him, slow their movement down, and then just do so much increased damage to the Wrecking Ball. So let's see if Prophet can find that value, or the value of the Hanzo from MM3.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So
you can hack him, slow their movement down, and then just
with the cart being here, backline can now actually rotate to this position here, hold this panel here, and shoot cart pretty easily. So Belisariya is staging on an isolated Hanzo, but Hanzo's not isolated. Brig's then rotate towards him. He gets booped out. He has to peel out. Now, Prophet and Prophet, Junior and Prophet are here. Now, the question is, why does Junior go Sombra? High Noon has problems as well, yeah. We should already know the answer to this. We saw what Dynasty did. Dynasty did not want to play for high ground. They needed to push cart from a safe angle. They don't want to contest high ground. It's too scary. So then why play Hanzo if you're playing in a really cramped up space? What's the point, right? You're playing a Hanzo, but you're sitting here. There's no point, right? We'd be better off playing a Sombra who can actually hack and shoot and punish cart, right? There's no value to doing that. Now, once we get to third point, where things are a little bit more open space and outside lane again, we might see a Sombra swap again, or a Hanzo swap again. Now, I know you guys are thinking like, well, isn't second point a really, really wide open space? What you want the Hanzo? But again, consider where Dynasty is fighting. Dynasty are not fighting for high ground. They're avoiding high ground entirely. So that's where the sight lines are, is on high ground. If you're sitting under here, the longest sight line here is from here to here. It's not long. It's a good swap. So Zest should be hunted. Oh, what a pulse. So I want to see Junior not necessarily going for Seoul Infernal's backline, but actually going for Prophet. Or for Prophet, I'm saying. For Zest, for Mag, those things.
Another reset for Seoul Dynasty. My word. Seoul Infernal scored just on the
It's above average? What are we referring to?
Is just struggling to get any value on this Zenyatta. You can see him, he's trying to walk forward, get into this sort of like pillar area where he's protected, but as soon as he gets into position, the Infernal are just collapsed. Now,
the funny thing here, maybe I'm overthinking this one just a little bit, but I actually find it pretty funny that now Seoul Infernal are hard punting punishing this rotation, because if you think about it, this might be the last long sightline fight that Seoul Infernal get before they get to cart. Right? So as soon as, if these guys are able to get to cart and focus cart, the Hanzo might have a hard time getting an off angle. Now there is one off angle that they can choose to get. Oh, whoa. Now what you do for Dynasty to help you make this rotation is I would like to see a Sombra set up here, or a Tracer set up here, and a Sombra set up behind MN3. Go for a hack kill on MN3, maybe with a ball slam, with a Discord. And even if you don't get the kill, what that will do is that will force MN3 back and allow my backline to rotate.
Gets into position. The Infernal are just collapsing on them, and with the Hanzo raining down,
right click. But they need to try and project. There it is. Right there. Junior and Ball. Right? Even though they don't even get rid of them, they force a response that theoretically could have allowed Briggs to rotate. Unfortunately, they didn't rotate, but the opportunity was there.
Nice little couple of orbs there coming out from Skewed. Cannot wait for this IMAX battle. I'm gonna be real with you. The two cinema screens looking at each other.
Kind of weird from Junior. Really, really poorly timed. Like really poorly timed. Bellas are they're just going in one at a time at this point.
Before this matchup, like, is he going to be able to hang as a solo flex? But we know how good of a Zenyatta player he is, and he's finding value.
And see, they're mistiming this rotation, because if you could see, the rotation is actually happening off to the left, but the rotation is happening when Sombra, Tracer, and Ball are out. They need to synchronize that rotation. You can see the Zenyatta orbs, right? They're starting to rotate here, but my Tracer's on cart, which is not bad. That is a little bit of a distraction from Prophet. But Prophet Junior needs to be involved, either on the ball trade to distract people, to distract the backline, either pressuring the Hanzo directly. This isn't good. Like, you can see Sombra over here. I don't know if you guys can see that. He's not doing anything. It's not a good rotation from Seoul. University of Hawaii Overwatch team loves you? Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Motion. Appreciate it. Now they're gonna force it. Now I want to know why they forced it. What did MN3 do? He used Dragon. Where is MN3? Why is he here? What is he doing? Bless me, man. What is going on with these hit scan players? Look at, so this is like the classic. They get a kill and they're like, "Come there, guys!" You know, but no, you can't do that. You can't do that. What is he doing? What's he doing?
Yeah, double IMAX. a lot of HD pictures happening.
And then the backline pushes, and then Infernal's trolling me. Somebody said walked, and he walked. Yeah, they had the pick, they had the angles advantage, and then Dynasty's like, guys, we're up one. Let's just throw our corpses onto the heap. And then credit goes to Dynasty for going like, they're trolling. I bet we could win this 4v5, and they did. So, that's so bad, man. Really well played. Really well played by Dynasty there. Lose con. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And even with this being messy advantages Dynasty, because Dynasty was at a massive disadvantage. So anything chaotic happening is rolling the dice, right? Anything chaotic happening is rolling the dice that maybe goes in our direction, right?
The wrecking ball ended up falling over to the poles, but Prophet was right behind.
Ooh, Prophet needs to be careful.
Oh! Skewed with a transcendence to match.
Okay.
Seconds to go, Scott. Seoul Dynasty are struggling on second.
I mean, it's second point, you know? You don't have a lot of space. Kind of interested to see that Prophet didn't go for a stick there, but again, like, even as badly as this last little bit has gone, look at the cart, look at the backline of Seoul Infernal, look at M3's positioning. Dynasty, here's the thing, guys. It's hard sometimes to like look at this and feel like you've done something positive, but you have. You've traded all the ultimates back and forth. You've managed to keep one little ultimate for yourself, and you've put Infernal from an oppressively powerful position to an almost pretty much neutral position. It works.
Want to move forward, but they just can't. As you can see, Prophet trying to help the backline out a little bit. As we're going into overtime, this is
the problem, obviously, is that Prophet. Okay. I can't quite see what's happening here. Yeah, I will say one thing here. What we have not seen enough is, remember why we liked Junior's swap. It's so that this kind of garbage could get punished. It's so that, let me see if I can get another example here. That kind of garbage can be punished. It's for stuff like if the ball extends here. I don't know what Mag's doing on ball, but maybe Mag is playing really disciplined. But you would like to see more Sombra punish on like ball and tracer overextension, and not necessarily hard forcing the backline. And the problem with this is, even here, the sightline is pretty good for Hanzo. They've not really been able to leverage the hack punish on ball tracer and cart very well. They have not been able to get the Sombra punish on backline, because their backline has never had a very power position to be able to stage a dive. The Sombra pick, I'm not saying it was I think a good pick, but Junior's not done a very good job with it. Haven't been able to see his POV, but just observing from opportunities missed and from the lack of kills in the kill feed, that he's not doing a great job. So I would need to see the POV to give a firm example. But remember, Sombra, you're either diving backline or you're controlling the enemy people that are playing outside the Hanzo LOS. And MN3, even though he trolled the lobby, has just been doing more. Let's see. I don't care about this as much.
In the game, don't expect to see Fixer come out with it, but I'd love to be proven wrong.
Okay. The Ana is interesting. I don't know if it's like a gentleman's agreement here. Clearly, Dynasty likes the Ana on defense here. So let's talk about the Ana. It actually starts with the Winston. It starts with the Winston. You see, you are on defense. This first point is relatively narrow. It doesn't have like these crazy broad flanks. So something like a Winston Dive with a Winston Bubble is a lot more valuable. As a result, you want to play the Ana with it, okay? Because the Ana is much better at healing a Winston. The Zen's not going to provide enough healing, okay? Seoul looks at this and goes, oh geez, Ana and a Winston in a really tight, close, congested area. I don't want to play Ana into this. I want to play, or Zenyatta into this. I want to play an Ana of our own or a Winston of our own, which is going to feel a lot better. Now, what I don't understand is why Seoul Infernal would not want to play Ana on the defense. And my guess is that Skewed would rather play would rather play Zen than Ana, and the only reason that he's not playing Zen now is because he is not on defense. He doesn't have the defensive advantage. So this is probably Dynasty saying, we want to play Winston, screw you guys, and they go, oh man, we wanted to play Zen. That would be my impression. My thoughts on D.Va being meta, here's the really short thoughts on D.Va being meta. This is a very unnuanced way of looking at it, but it's a very, very important reason. You ready? D.Va bomb bad. That's it. I think D.Va can and does do a lot in the neutral. I think there are a number of pretty good D.Va players in the league as well, but D.Va bomb bad. It's just bad. It's so much worse than Primal, especially in dive mirrors. It's atrocious. Okay. Winston jump high ground. He kind of messes his jump, maybe? Or maybe it was on purpose. Either way. Junior gets the kill on Tracer, maybe a little bit too aggressive from Infernal there. I'm not sure what happened, but obviously with Hanzo, like the smallest of mistakes get punished, right? And they might not even be mistakes, right? Like you're 125 HP as Tracer, you are one-shottable. And that's just something that takes a little bit of adjustment to get used to. It's a little quiet here. Or am I a little quiet? No, we're good here. Right, exactly. Dive comps can punish baby as well. And the problem with we won't go down the D.Va trade too much. So they do allow Infernal to rotate, which is nice.
But you've got to be careful those arrows. Oh. Yeah, some arrows can bounce now, so even if you're around a corner, sometimes they will hit and land. Dive onto the
Again, do you notice that we don't have my Hanzo and my Hanzo is essentially playing by himself, but as long as he has lunge, as long as he is on a Brig pocket, he should be okay. Now, Belisarius will probably still dive him to force him back, but there's not a guarantee of a kill for this jump.
Just trying to fresh out Belisarius, who's already used that bubble pretty early, and it's going to actually afford them a lot of space on this point.
Ooh, that is a lot of space.
That is going to be the important thing that is going to trigger the aggression here from the Seoul Infernal. If the Dynasty do not find a pick before, then
I really
might be in a little bit of trouble. As you can see, Belisarius recognize.
I really like this from Belisarius. So mag jumps top, gets whip shotted. Now I want you to watch something very carefully.
That is going to be the important thing that is going to
watch this. Belisarius does not jump the enemy backline over here. He jumps the high ground on the opposite side. Now what he does, well, it's not just about baiting a sleep dart. It's so that the next engage, he doesn't even need to use jump, right? Watch. Do you see this? And because of this, Skewed gets impatient and goes, well, I don't want to get stuck in this choke over here. I'm going to rotate across to assist the dive. Because if Skewed stays here with Brig, they're going to get completely cut off and isolated from the point, and MN3 is going to die. So then Skewed tries to push, but then the problem is that now he's in a white screen apparently, and now he's gone. What just happened?
Hello.
Dang it!
If the Dynasty do not find a pick before, then they might be in a little bit.
So now they're caught in a really, really awkward rotation because Skew did not want to get isolated, and now he's just totally cooked. It's a great jump by Belisarius.
Takes down Skewed, takes down Fixer, and now they just need to keep their own backline alive.
Yeah, that's an easy jump from Belisarius. They're like Skewed and Fixer. What?
Ah! Junior.
Maybe a meter apart from each other, but that's really all it takes. I mean, for the.
I think it's the rule for elite level hit scan players outside of, like, I guess, like Hydran, to just show no emotion. Kai, Junior, MN3, it legitimately looks like they're like stuck in school. It's like one of those school Zoom cameras with like the 8th grader just like, you know, as a hit the most insane shot you've ever seen in your life. Lip also, no reaction, exactly.
see if Prophet can try and find some value from this cosmetic ult, as you've dubbed it, from this Dragon Strike. It can be difficult with how much movement ability exists
Aspire gives all the reactions? Right. Hydrant as well.
from some of these teams, but you can corner players pretty well and find some value.
Now, you're going to again have Nano versus Nano here. I am interested to see how it's used in both circumstances, because once again, we do have Nano and Primal available. I don't know if it's even worth using a Peel Nano that's just going to get Primaled away anyway. Like, but the problem with Nano Primal into on a Brig is there's just so much that can go wrong. Whether it's nade, it's sleep dart, whether it's whip shot, whether it's bash, armor packs. There's just so much that can go wrong that I don't think Nano Primal is always like the play. I'm not by Nano Primal, I mean Nano into Primal or Primal into Nano or whatever.
Value he's finding on this character is the Soul Infernal coming back in again for another round, but they have the ultimates up.
Yes, they do. There's the Nano. Looked like she wanted to hit it there onto Mag, but decided against it. Oh, there's the cosmetic ult. Looked like she wanted to hit it there.
MN3 swinging wide. Again, do you notice that there's almost always a gap between Hanzo and Ana? If you learn nothing else from this from this analysis, guys, it's learns that you try to avoid always stacking with another squishy, because if they dive, if Belisariya dives skewed and he also dives MN3, it's really, really, really bad. He should be able to pick. He has to make him pick and choose so that one person is controlled, but the other person is able to free fire and kill for free. And remember, your Brig can help either one, even if they get bubbled off. MN3 swings wide, hits a headshot. Oh, what? Junior. Dragon. Ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know.
Seoul Dynasty squad, they might have another chance for a recontest here. Nano Valley, IMAX deployed. Does he want to
Peel, rally for rally. Belisariya gets naded, and Zest cleans up. Dragon on point. GG's. What is with the MN3 hate? Y'all are tripping. Does Krillin know he has stun? He just let Zest in? I don't know. Let me watch. Oh yeah, that is kind of strange. He definitely could have peeled on the tracer there. I don't think it would have mattered that much, but yeah, that's a good point. I was not surprised he wasn't bashing the monkey, because it wouldn't really done anything, but yes, getting it from the thing here. Yes, better than MN3 for sure. Remember, guys, remember my whole Reddit discussion? If you say anything rude about any player ever, you are literally Satan. So just keep that in mind. Do you want to be Satan? Huh? Do you want to be Satan? Do you want to be Satan? No? Then don't say anything rude or critical about anybody. In fact, actually, I'm Satan because I'm implying that Satan is an insult. So that's rude of me to say that. So I'm, in fact, don't say anything rude or critical about anybody ever at any point in time. That's the positivity that we want to see. Okay, Primal is like really, really nice when you don't have map control, because it allows your Winston to go hyper aggressive, and it's also just the crowd control of knocking people off of high ground allows your team to not have to worry about the high ground. Now, the concern here for Seoul is that because their monkey has high ground and poor skewed and fixer are on the floor, a nano monkey dive onto an Ana Brig might be kind of spooky. You know what I'm saying? So, who let him cook? Shut up, idiot. Ah! Oh my gosh. Just hit him with the Legos. Okay, probably will see a nano monkey soon. Miscommunication time. Where's Belisariya? Where's Belisariya? Where's Belisariya? Chat, where's Belisariya? Have you seen this man? He's up there on top of the turret. Is he still in the turret? Wait, is that him floating in the sky there? Yes, he's floating in the sky. I think there was supposed to be a nano here, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's supposed to be a nano. I'm sure of it. Yeah, he's supposed to get nano. Poor buddy. Ah. Because he was trying to punish the rotation because Seoul were actually trying to rotate. He was like, we need to get nanoed. So, disaster. Now, why did he not get nanoed? Junior lunging into Narnia probably didn't help. Because it but I'm not sure. Oh, I know why. Look. I think where he lands, I don't know if the Ana can see him from there. We might have that somebody load into Overwatch. If you stand here, can you? Okay, I don't know. Honestly, guys, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, the bubble, he gets slept regardless, but yeah. Not sure. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the greatest Hanzo himself. Actually, it's all a conspiracy. The league is just buffing him in 3 stats. That's a huge stick. It's a huge stick even though the fight hasn't started yet because they're just going to keep staggering and they're not going to even get another fight. That's it. This should be map. This should be map. Especially with Nano and Primal still. I mean, I don't even care. It's GG's. Womp womp. So, Seoul looked really quite good on the Ana stuff. The Ana Brig did a pretty good job taking control of the map. I really think the Sombra swap from Seoul was fine, but they definitely did not know what to do with it. Trying to think like before the Sombra swap, what was going on? I don't know. I'm like, I have like this just vague fog in my brain from like the initial early first attack with Brig's End. Does anyone even remember? What happened here? Oh yeah, the questionable dragon of 26. Oh yeah, and then just like random right click deaths. Okay, yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. I have this weird thing where I forget what happened in all the previous rounds. Like I have a hard time like tying it all up into tight little bow. All right. Ooh, succulent. Wait, why was Junior so late? What is going on? Oh, I know what's going on. So here's what they're doing. So they're TPing using Symmetra TP to be sneaky. Watch this. Watch this. I think so. I think they were. Well, then now the BAP's peaking. I don't understand. Never mind. Okay, so there were strategies before where you would use TP to TP people to move people quietly, or to do it outside of the enemy line of sight. But obviously that doesn't matter because they're doing it only here, and the BAP is just like, hey everybody, it's Matisse, which is kind of a little bit of a spoiler. I don't understand. I don't mess up. I don't understand. Think Junior messed up? Maybe. Okay, the Noob Stomper comp. 0 map control.
Okay, no TP, but they still have speed boost, so they can still kind of get the Bastion around. Prophet gonna rock up on the Bastion. Are they gonna push? Yes, they are. Okay, so they're just gonna straight up push for the spawn door.
But what it is really good at is you're seeing it right here. It's good. It's like the Havana, but it's not quite as good. So you guys remember Havana spawn camps, right? It just basically makes it so it's impossible to walk outside the spawn doors. The disadvantage, especially when compared to Havana, is that, I don't know if you guys can see, but like down here on the left, or I guess on the right for attackers, you could even go into a custom game right now. There's a lot of space on the right, and it's actually pretty easy to like take really wide peaks. So it's an interesting strat. So I do think it's quite counterable though. Double Bastion. The May. I love that they go Mercy here. That's actually kind of questionable, but you know, I'm down for it. And the thing is, it's like if you can, after first fight, it doesn't really matter what support you play because you're gonna be able to keep percentage of your ult charge anyway. So like if you go like start Mercy just for the damage boost on the Bastion and then immediately swap to like Zen or Brig or whatever afterwards, it's like totally fine. But they're like, our shield is bigger, our wall is better, and then bingo bango. That doesn't matter. Spawn camp broken. And that's it. I'm curious to see what Seoul's going to swap to here. The Bastion can't stay. I imagine something like Hanzo. Symmetra? Okay. I'm surprised to see the Mercy, though. I mean, Fix is a good Mercy, right, chat? But I don't get the Mercy at all. I'm not going to lie with you. This feels like major trollage in the lobby. I don't think the damage boost in the Mercy is good enough. This is just so stupid. Okay, here's how it's played, okay? Both teams are going to meet at the choke most of the time. This team is going to burn through Maywall instantly. This team is not. However, as the fight extends, if they survive the Bastion turret form, this composition is going to have a lot of ramp up pressure. It's going to have better poke, and it even has the opportunity to set up Symmetra TP flanks for usually just the Symmetra, but okay. In addition to that, Seoul do have the damage boost. So Seoul really are all inning on the Bastion, because outside of the damage boost on Bastion, the Mercy is a big liability. She's too easy to walk on. She's too vulnerable to Symmetra flank. She's too vulnerable to Lucio. She's too vulnerable to a lot of the ults that are in this thing as well. Ramach, so basically what's going to happen is they're going to try and keep early pressure in Seoul with this kind of DPS pressure, right? Then they're going to commit the Bastion ult, or the Bastion turret form. You're going to see a massive burst in value. I don't know. If you're Seoul, you don't really want to just sit there and trade with the Ram, though. You need to try and access and get close to the Bastion or the Ana or the Mercy, because Ram can live a long time versus this composition, and you do not want to give these guys a long time, because they will punch you in the face. What Brig or Q make a lot more sense? I just think Bastion's dookie. I'm not going to lie with you guys. First point, he's all right, because there aren't a lot of angles, and this is one of the maps where if you were to play Bastion, you would. But honestly, even something like a Zenyatta here would just be straight up be objectively better. Just for the raw shield pressure, the Discord value, and so on. But yeah, I don't know. It could be. I mean, I'm pretty sure Fixa plays a decent Mercy, so you know it is what it is. Who needs map control when you have like 360 damage per second? Yeah, exactly. So I actually think it's pretty important for Seoul to try and utilize some form of like Symmetra TP with even just the Symmetra, just to kind of bait and distract backline. Because if you could turn the attention of the Ana or Mercy or Bastion away from the front line, you could actually do a lot of damage. I wouldn't just be focusing on front line. Mn 3 gets a good wall. And that's the turret form right there. And they got the kill. Lamp is late, and that's it. That being said, that is a monstrously juicy blizzard. And the Mercy does jack all. Outside of killing Skewed again. I don't get this, guys. I don't get it! This is not plat! Get off these heroes! Get off the bullshit and Mercy! Please! Please! Stop it! Oh man, because here's the other thing too, is like this part of the map is like actually really pretty decent for Seoul, because we could do all sorts of crap with this corner, with this choke. You can have TPs and stuff. I don't know. No. So here's what I'm gonna expect. I'm gonna expect actually an early Bastion ult, because mid-fight Bastion ults are easier to punish at the Overwatch League level. I'm going to expect 3, 2, 1 stand in the choke, early Bastion ult. They're going to target the Batiste. They're going to try and force Lamp. They force Lamp, 3, 2, 1, turret break here. Everyone focus on Reinhardt as best as you can. Try and shield off his Shatter, and we're probably going to see a Blizzard that's going to catch on to either the Symmetra or Rein. For Seoul to win, they actually can't really take the Brawl trade here. The only thing that's going to win them the Brawl trade is Shatter. If they don't hit the Shatter, they're cooked. So what I would like to see from Seoul is definitely some wall like ASAP as soon as this fight starts. And then honestly, I would love to see even something little like Prophet going on a TP on backline, Leeseman playing really far back, just kind of cause some chaos like there. Prophet needs to be very careful about his ice block so that he's not vulnerable to either of these two ultimates. So we'll see.
They're getting kind of stuck at this choke, especially against the turrets of the Symmetra and the tempo that they can have with the Lucio and the sound barrier.
All right, he does have his shatter though. There's a nice Mei wall. There's the nano. There's the nano on Bastion. There's the damage boost on... Okay, so they're going to nano Bastion, Valk damage boost Bastion. The sim wall is good. The lamp is good. Buys just a wee bit of time. That should break the sim wall. There's the blizzard, and then they're going to throw everything on top of it. So, actually, really here from Seoul, the only mistake here is Lee Sumin, I feel, is too close. Lee Sumin cannot get frozen here. Your Rein is dead. It's just how it is. You know, he dead. It's all right. We're good. It's not the end of the world. But Lee Sumin should die. Because then, yes, Prophet maybe dies. Yes, Void dies. But Lee Sumin should be able to survive this, playing a little bit further back to at least get a trade on the Ram, maybe keep Prophet up, maybe we get a kill on MN3 and so on. But it's a good stall by Prophet. They did use everything, so it's really not the end of the world. Dynasty is going to get a recontest with TP and Lucio speed boost, especially if they use this well. The wall here is this is it. Like, if this doesn't work, they're cooked. The Tracer, even the touch, I like that swap as well. 3, 2, 1, shatter. Wait, what? Oh, I guess the Bastion's trying to juggle it. I mean, it's... I can't take this seriously, guys. Like, wow. Come on, guys. Like, come on, guys. What is going on? I'm not... Why am I... I don't get it. I assume it's going to be Hanzo. Or Symmetra. And the reason they're using the Symmetra is to break the choke. So the choke that they were getting held at earlier, the Symmetra allows you to bypass that choke. And on Shambali, that choke is pretty brutal. So it's either that choke or the next corner, which is pretty brutal. So what we'll likely see, I wish I could get a good frame, is if they might even TP to the top high. So what they might do is they might pull a shenanigans where they TP to the top. Remember they were trying to wall up there? They might actually TP their Ana up there, depending on where Lucimin is. At least it's entertaining. That is true. It is a change of pace. Okay, so let's see what happens here. All Prophet has to do is Mei wall mag, and it's over. They have nothing. Ram doesn't have the speed either to get out, like a charge. And that's it. Like that should be it. Oh, he missed it! Ah! He missed the Mei ult! Please, because you have to wall. Oh, he gets slept. Oh, because you have to be able to combo the wall. So you really would like to have this time with Junior pressuring the backline at the same time. Because you see how Junior goes out because he peaks too early? Junior needs to be blinking in to pressure skew so that this can actually work. Because, oh, it's a disaster that this doesn't hit anybody. It's still a very, very winnable fight. Oh, Junior. But this ends up being a lot messier than had any right to be. Will they get the nano? Will they get the nano? He's just splitting off the Ana healing. And that's it. Yeah. Real. Yeah. Nah. That ain't it. Yeah. It's questionable composition from Infernal. Reasonable composition from Dynasty, not only for the spawn camp, but also because all of First Point being relatively linear and not as flank oriented. I just think the Mercy is just trolling. I mean, even the Bastion has logic, kind of, but not the Mercy, guys. Not the Mercy. I beg. Please, not the Mercy.
Everybody knows Widow's hide up there, yeah, at the start of the game.
Now, the interesting thing is this composition on defense is super interesting. So basically what we have here is you're playing high risk, high reward DPS. was reasonable on first point. Think of Shambali as like Circuit Royale, but slightly more flanks, slightly shorter sidelines, right? So Widow is fine. The high ground, I mean, we talked about this actually. I actually coached an Echo player on Shambali, and we talk a lot about, like, especially on first point, the amount of verticality does make first point very good for Echo, right? There's a lot of buildings, a lot of things to play around. The Sigma, again, we're basically playing a spam comp, but the reason that we're playing Brig is if you went something like Bap Zen here, I think this composition would just get absolutely torched by Sombra Tracer. So what I'm interested to see from Dynasty is if they try to mirror this but run it with a Tracer, or if they go for the double sniper variation that you're seeing right here. I personally think that I would prefer to see a Tracer from Prophet than a Hanzo, but honestly, either are fine. Yeah, so interesting. But that's why we're seeing the Brig, is because if you ran this with a Zenyatta, there would just be too many fragile things. The Brig, if you wouldn't see a Brig here, you would absolutely see a Tracer or even a Sombra, or even, honestly, you could even go stuff like Winston, Wrecking Ball, Kiriko, and it would just get completely dumpstered. Yeah. I'm curious to see if they... Cassidy? Really? I guess it's more of... I guess it's the Echo. It's got to be the Echo. I mean, Cassidy is probably the best DPS versus Echo in a 1v1. And the sight lines where Echo will be playing are going to be shorter. It's really just a counter Echo pick. It's interesting. I don't know if it's better than Tracer, but it's definitely interesting. I just swap full Brawl onto this. I mean, maybe. You definitely deny the Bat Brig a lot of value if you go Rein comp into this, but the Echo might just ruin your day. Yeah. I haven't seen enough of like Rein comp versus like Spam to know how good it would be. They're just trying to, like, here's the thing. This guy or this guy have to get stuff done. They have to take angles. And if they can deny Zest from taking the angles that he wants, they're cooked. I like this rotation a lot. I think this rotation is really excellent. As long as they can keep Void alive, and maybe Prophet, honestly, Prophet should lean far right even. Just go up the stairs even. Honestly, could go up the stairs with Krillin.
Wait a second. They have traded places. Little Mad Hatter situation there. Zest, however, catches off.
I am so confused. I do not like Lee Sumin being where he is. I would unironically...
Another try, Prophet.
I would like Soul to push Cart to the choke and then stop and rotate as 3. So let me describe this. I want Soul to push the Cart to here. Then take these guys, rotate through here. And certainly at this point in time, Liu Simin as quickly as he can needs to tuck in and go out this way. That way he's getting covered by his Cassidy and his Widowmaker. Is Tracer overall best DPS right now in rank, or is it just an Alameda thing? I mean, Tracer's just a skill ceiling hero. If you're good at Tracer, you're gonna be. There's nothing that you can't play into. The problem here is I don't like Lucimin getting isolated there. I think that's a mistake by Lucimin, and I also think Void needs to keep rotating his butt cheeks out this direction. Right, this is where we want Void to be. Oh. Him 3 sucks, guys. Worst hit scan I've ever seen in my life. Zest overextends. He looks like he got rocked there, so...
There was a lot of chaos as Lee Sumin didn't really get the memo that they were all going to flank into the backline of the Infernal, but Seoul Dynasty does get enough picks that will force the Infernal.
I think Lee Sumin definitely got the memo. I just don't think... I think he was choosing to stay behind with the Sigma, but I think he overstayed his welcome. Hanzo's swap is really quite good. Prophet needs to swap. He does. Genji is a perfect swap, I think, given how short sightline the map is. And the verticality makes it even more attractive than Tracer. Oh my goodness. I will say this, if you're Prophet, if you're a junior year, I would not even consider taking this duel until I get, I mean, he's going to, but the problem here is that Prophet isn't there yet. Let Prophet get here, 3, 2, 1, dash on the Widowmaker with Pack. They're not going to be able to kill him with this amount of cover and with deflect. Force MN3 to rotate out, then you can take your angle. And heck, you could even start to rotate your Brig over here too, right? You need to use your Genji to win Widow duels. because they're using Sonic Arrow, right?
But pretty tough for the Hanzo. It's just up to him to kind of hold down this right-hand angle here. Maybe even spotting Prophets coming back from the spawn. But boys nearing this.
So they do clear out the right side. That's the advantage of Genji. He's better than all of the DPS heroes, Hanzo and Widow at least, in terms of controlling short sightlines. And you can see Prophet is getting able to wrap around and putting MN3 all the way back here. Now, Prophet doesn't even need to kill the Widow anymore because MN3 sightlines are much worse than they were before. So honestly, once Prophet forces MN3 back here, if he wants to go for him, he can, but it's kind of a high risk, high reward play. He could also just take the sightline now and just shoot tanks now and shoot point. And then MN3 is going to get a little greedy, or they're going to have to back off, and then Prophet can go for the backline. Hanzo became meta in AoE when every other hit scan got nerfed. Sojourn's been nerfed. Ashe got nerfed. Cassidy got a significant nerf.
The disrespect from M3 just completely ignoring Prophet as he was just sitting in the land with a Brig by his side.
Alright, I'm zoning here. There's Diego. Lots of pressure on the backline here. Lots of pressure on the backline here. Forces Lamp and everything. Meanwhile, Prophet Jr. has got a lot of space. Void has also got a lot of space. So ironically, their Prophet was actually the tank, not Void, creating the space by pressuring the Widowmaker, forcing them all back. That should be this should be a game right here.
Straight to the ground and into the grave. Picks it MN3 dead. Seoul Dynasty with 2 minutes to go, just cleaning up the Seoul Infernal.
No way. Surely, chat. Nice, yeah. I honestly think Dynasty just out-comped Infernal, to be honest with you. I think Infernal trolled on the attack. I think Infernal rolled the dice on the defense and didn't roll well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't normally chalk things up to comp differential. Very, very rarely will I do that, but I think here I don't like what Infernal is running. It really is the stupid name situation. I'm not really, but I don't know how you solve that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna say? Hey, you're not allowed to have that name he had at first. That seems kind of corny, you know? All right, open map push. The interesting thing here is the support change. Now, the support differences. Now, can anybody tell me, if you guys have been watching my channel, you should know by now, what is Kiriko Lucio better at? What is Ana Brig better at? Can you predict how those playstyles are going to kind of evolve over the course of the thing? Because they each have their respective strengths, and they're both pretty good. In the past, Kiriko was too strong, and so you only saw Kiriko and Dive. But now, Kiriko has been nerfed a lot, and so Kiriko is a little bit more viable. More aggro on Ana. Kiriko Lucio cannot be dove. Yep. Kiriko Lucio cannot be dove, right? Well, they can be, but it's a lot harder. Right, so means that well, let's keep looking here. Go fast versus DPS, dual support, revenue and Oracle. Lucio is better for tempo. Infernal's win conditions is nade. Lucio Curie Rush is dead. No. It's just not. It's not dead. It's just not the only thing that you can play. Basically, here's how it's played. Okay. Lucio, it just means more fights and push. That's pretty much all it is. Lucio comps are a lot more dynamic with their movement. They can take early fights, they can push, they could kite, they could disengage, they could re-engage, and all that kind of stuff. The Kiriko allows for you to have, quote-unquote, a less diveable support that can play more aggressively to help her DPS. Now, you guys saw the review we did before this one, which was all about helping your Sombra Tracer win duels. That's something that Ana can't do. What Ana is... do any of you guys play Elden Ring? Do you guys remember the hero Ashe's Latenna? Let's explain this really fast. So, in Elden Ring, if you guys don't know, basically, you could summon these things that can help you in combat, right? And there's a hero, an Albinarch, I think is what it's called Latenna. And Latenna is unable to move, essentially, for purposes of our explanation here. She's unable to move. but she's very, very strong if you can fight around her sightlines. She's one of the best, right? She can do a ton of damage, a ton of work, but she's very fragile, and she's also not mobile. She can't pick and choose and fight wherever she wants. Ana is Lieutenant. She can rotate, but especially without the Lucio, she's not able to rotate as much. That being said, in the current power state of Ana and Kiriko, Ana is more static, but Ana is a lot more powerful if you play within her sightlines. Now, the reason that you're like, well, then why wouldn't you not pair a Lucio with Ana to kind of make up for her weaknesses? Well, the problem is that generally when you're playing into Winston, Brig with Whip Shot is a little bit better at peeling off your Ana than Lucio is. So it complements the strength of Ana by making her more of a turreted, fortified position with a Brig than it is with Lucio. Now, what I will say is that I am not convinced that that makes the Brig better. I think that having the dynamics of speed as a whole and being able to rotate your Ana around and still being able to peel with your Lucio boop is probably a big thing. So what I will say is I don't necessarily think the Ana Brig is better on this map. I think the Ana Lucio probably is as a good argument. It might be a hero pick comfort choice. I think it might be that Fixit is not as comfortable on Brig as Lucio, or that they just prefer it. Packs helpful through shields, right? So basically think of it this way. Ana and Brig help their DPS from a distance, and they're a very powerful foundation. However, Kiriko Lucio help their DPS by just being with their DPS. They can actually go on flank and take angles and assist 1v1 because they don't necessarily need to peel for each other as much. The other difference is that Kiriko and Lucio are more flexible with where they can play. Ana Brig are not. In terms of ults, both, honestly, all four are good. These are all good ultimates to use. So there you go. Give me 20 push-ups right now. This guy, man. This guy. Here I am working and slaving, breaking my back, and I'm getting commanded to do push-ups. Is that 10, 11, 12, 13, high ground, 14, 15, 16? Oh, my chair's available. Actually, you know what? Thank you. Because I wasn't paying attention, and now my cat has left my chair, so I don't have to have the crappy chair anymore. I can have my actual chair. So yeah, I mean, Ana is just more of like power position area, control the space. The Brig kind of helps fortify that position, but I'm not so convinced that that's enough to justify the Brig choice. I do think things like the Brig armor pack range nerf do hit Brig pretty hard in this kind of a composition. But yeah.
Added Lucio to their hero pool, so Krillin has a lot to answer for moving on to this pick, while Fixer is actually going to stick onto the Brig.
Who can land that first hand?
Like, you would never catch Ana Brig playing here, right? This is where the Ana Brig are. And I think Ana's been more popular on this map as of recently because of how the longer sightlines encourage that more sniper playstyle.
That is the question. Prophet and MN3 lining up. Bellatrix gets hacked. Bellatrix mid-jump. In fact, both Winstons hacked almost the same time there. Hack doesn't last as long as it used to, of course, though, so they were safe. Play down that bubble pretty quick. And a lot of healing on both sides, too, so you're not going to instantly explode. I don't need this tip.
That was only 19.
Man, come on! Of course it was 20. Did I miscount? Thank you for the bits, mate. I appreciate the bits. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the matchup here. Thanks for the bits, man. I really appreciate it. You're very generous. Basically, Kiriko and Lucio have been able to play more aggressively than Ana Brig. Ana Brig's sightlines only extend to about here, right? They can't see past that. So they can't help their team past this. So this is the question of the day. If I could phrase it in a couple of sentences. Is the Ana Brig being really strong right here going to compensate for the fact that they allow Dynasty to have the entire rest of the map here. You see, look at Prophet. Zest couldn't play in where Prophet is on the other side of the map because he couldn't get help from his Brig because his Brig are playing too far away because they're too fragile. So is the fact that they are able to hold this position really strong going to compensate for the fact that Prophet can hold all the way over here or all the way over here or all the way over here, right? And that Kiriko Gulusu could get all the way in this corner right here? And the answer to that question is, I don't know. I don't know. Let's find out. I mean, you can see that right now, right? Zest ends up in his own tank. That allows Junior to get all the way around and Prophet to have a good angle on it. And Brig can't even heal that very easily, right? They can't even force They can't even force Junior out, right? It's a lot of pressure.
A lot of damage coming out from absolutely nowhere there. I don't know where that came from, and it doesn't look like Prophet knew either. Zest in a 3-rope to kind of kite around him and just force his recall.
And we know Seoul Infernal have to win this, right? Because it's a 3-2. So I'm interested. I'm just interested, guys. Just interested.
The Seoul Infernal are happy to play more defensive. With that Brig, they have that more defensive prowess. They can't go forward because they...
Why is Belisariya dying?
With that Brig... Yeah.
Out Prophet and the rest of the back line.
Ah. Why? Ladies and gentlemen, do you see the mistake? Going to enjoy a nice glass of water. What is this bubble accomplishing? What is Belisariya shooting right now? Anyone want to take a guess? Answer! Jackal! Right, nothing. He's shooting nothing. He's not. Because here's the thing in this composition, guys. Like, I'm not saying that Belisariya should be jumping the backline, but when you commit a jump in a bubble, you would like to at least be shooting a tracer, a sombra, something. Belisariya shoots the right clicks the tracer, and then jumps the monkey. We bubble and jump the monkey. Mag, who's just standing on the corner getting auto healing, and like, guys, are you good? And they give up the angle here. They just let Zest stay here, who can't even, his auto Brig can't even see him. Why are we not looking at Zest? Get rid of this goofball, and then honestly, you could probably try for backline at that point in time. Instead, what happens is we tickle the monkey. I mean, look at this. Nobody's even taking any. Look at Mag. Look at Mag's HP. We let Zest have an off angle. Ah! Why does this keep happening? Okay, this is really important. This is really important. Seoul Dynasty backline, very aggressive. They could push Zest out, no fear. Right, he goes back to his team. Then he goes back to his team. We go 3-2-1, we dive backline. And our Tracer can use the Zest angle to pressure the enemy Winston at the same time, while Summer's hacking on the backline. Right? Easy peasy, fight win. GG's. Instead, let's jump Monkey. Does nothing, uses jump, uses bubble. Prophet tries to clear Zest, but because he's doing it by himself without even any Kiriko help, it doesn't work. Prophet gets forced out. Krillin goes to help, but it's too late. Then Mag goes, guys, they've used bubble and did nothing. Can we please go in? They say yes. So then they go in. At the same time, Zest pincers from the off angle. And Belisariya gets hacked from the front. Belisariya, who does not have his bubble, gets Turbo Stomped. And I want you to look at Fixa. Fixa says, oh, they've just used language here, bubble and jump, and we've just forced their tracer out. My Ana is under 0 risk right now. So guess what? I'm gonna go help. Skewed even gets hacked, but it doesn't matter. GG's. And by the time Belisarius gets his bubble back, it's already too late. He's already 1 HP. So, good execution by Infernal, recognizing the cooldown trade. Garbage execution by Belisarius in terms of the dive, and I'm also not pleased that we were allowing Zest to maintain this off angle without helping Prophet get rid of him. Very complicated execution that is very difficult to describe without a replay viewer, but Infernal deserved the fight win and they got it.
So I think Seoul Dynasty a little bit flat-footed considering the composition that they're playing.
You shouldn't have a hyper-aggressive support lineup and just let the DPS of the enemy team take whatever angle that they want. And Belisarius jumps a Winston.
Pretty tough. Also diving into the backline too against that Brig, pretty powerful, using that flail, trigger and inspire, a lot of AoE healing on top of the rest. And now it is time for the second attack.
Now, let's rotate top, find on a Brig. On a Brig, have to disengage now. So then, here's her. Oh gosh, I want the replay viewer so badly. Okay, I can't do this. 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 Give me a second, chat. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm about to lose my mind, but I can't. I can't sit here and try to explain this. This is so frustrating to me. Let me pull up the game, and I'm gonna literally pull up the game and spectate in a custom game so I can draw out what I'm talking about. So frustrating. Now, I don't know. I've never really done it exactly like this, so you guys are going to have to let me know if this flops miserably. Little Spilly. Esperanca. I don't think Winston can make the jump for there to the backline regardless. Right. So then it's only Winston's job just to hold. Okay. Can we do this? Wait. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see this? Wait. Can you guys see this? Yeah. So basically, here's what happened, okay? Let's draw this. You guys are watching my stream quality level up, all right? You have Kiriko Lucio. And Kiriko Lucio can play hyper aggressive all along the space here because the Ana Brig are all the way over here and they can't play as aggressive. So then what Kiriko Lucio could do is they could contribute in clearing out the DPS over here. Like, for example, Seoul should never be allowed, Dynasty should never be allowed to have, oh, excuse me, Infernal. See, I'm using the wrong colors. Dynasty should be able to hold this entire space because they're running Kiriko Lucio. Infernal's on a Brig. Let's get the colors to give the match a little bit better. Should be never be able to have anybody over here because the Kiriko Lucio can always just help push those people out. I need a better color. Let's just do black, I guess. Kiriko Lucio could always push them out, right? Right here, okay? So what happened is Belisarius jumps Monkey for no reason. Now, I do not expect Belisarius immediately to jump backline because he's just going to get whip-shotted out. So what Belisarius needs to do instead is jump to the corner and sit and wait. Holding the line, basically while his Kiriko Lucio assists in getting rid of our friend Zest. Because Zest can get help from his Ana Brig, but not as much help as a Kiriko Lucio pocket aggressively pushing on Zest. Instead, Belisarius jumps the front line of Winston, ignores Zest, doesn't hit the Sombra who is back here, doesn't hit the Ana Brig who are up here, gets his bubble forced, then has to disengage, This goes, Mag goes, guys, let's push. But Mag doesn't just push. Zest also pushes. Sombra also pushes. And for crying out loud, Brig pushes too. Because she knows that her backline is no longer at fragility. How bad is the jump on Zest? Actually not too bad, because it's if he gets the jump, he's not likely to get his bubble forced. It's just jump. So what he would do is if Belisari were to jump Zest, Zest would probably have to blink out this way, and he would not get his bubble forced, and he could go back here. Yes, Zarya is fine. Zarya is fine. A lot of value from Zarya is more than just getting building charge off of spam. So then that was a big mistake. Now let's go back to the VOD. Okay? So this is what I want Seoul Dynasty to do.
And now it is time for the second attack here for Seoul Dynasty, that is.
I don't know the exact position of where everybody is, but I'm going to try and estimate it for you guys, okay? Again, replay viewer shenanigans. Winston here. Need a better color. Winston here. Tracer on cart here. I imagine on a Brig or somewhere over here. Or somewhere over here. And Sombra, not sure. So what Seoul needs to do is rotate through to here to make it seem scary for the Ana Brig. Okay? So Ana Brig can't get too close because they're going to get dove on. It's too close, right? So by keeping the Ana Brig at bay, you then could turn your attention to the Winston and Tracer here, who are going to get no help from the Ana Brig because they're too scared. So actually, what you want Seoul Dynasty to do is rotate high ground as if we're going for backline, but just kidding, actually killing and hacking and killing Winston. You see? And the same thing goes for Tracer. And at some point, once the robot gets to about here, Tracer's not going to be able to push cart with people on the high ground shooting down her. It's not going to happen. Now, what Infernal has to do is they have to find some way for Mag to not take damage and not get hacked over here. Push the cart to about here. And then try to honestly dive this high ground with Mag, Tracer flank, and maybe a Sombra hack. And then at the same time, they need their Ana Brig to actually man up a little bit and push forward at the same time while they're distracted, while the core is distracted. The threat of going to high ground is something that we have to play around behind. All right? So there's our setup. We might see Junior looking for hack on Zest. There it is. He blinks out of it. Really nice job from Zest. There's our Ana Brig at the predicted positions. And so now Infernal has to find a time at some point to push up.
It's just got his, so EMP versus EMP. Just a lights out fight. And MN3, look at this Eagles burst.
And I think the reason, I'm not sure why Dynasty is playing super safe. It might be that they track EMP and they want to they don't want to take an aggressive brawl fight when they know that MN3 has EMP and they don't have beat. That's probably the play, and they're trying to just stall cart, shoot cart, and see if they can bait Seoul Infernal to making a bad push.
Look, they're baiting them in. They're straight up baiting them in right now. Look at the way Scoot and Fixer are playing straight under the bridge. They have to wait for Seoul Dynasty to kind of make a move before they can unleash the EMP, but that's more than okay for them.
There it is, right? Playing safe versus EMP by playing grouped. Well, you say that. Yes, they're playing grouped, but they could still LOS the EMP with this here. And if they EMP here, no nade, no packs. So yes, you're playing grouped, but you're playing somewhat grouped with cover. And also you're playing grouped where at least 2 members of the Infernal can't even follow up. You see that? Because you can look, like, these guys can't walk forward to help the EMP, because if they walk forward and they get scouted, then you're going to see what Dynasty is going to do what I was describing earlier. They're going to rotate into them and then jump, and then they're cooked. Even into the EMP. It's too scary. Now they're going to push. Oh, that's a far jump. Okay, that being said, this is using the Kiriko to its strength. Now, I want you guys to watch I don't know if this is going to work out, but I'm a big fan of the play from Seoul. Watch this. MN3's here. And Seoul probably can predict that MN3 is somewhere in this general vicinity. So what they do is they dive up and over deep. Kiriko TPs and follows, and you have the entirety of Seoul Dynasty in this position in a blink of an eye, using TP speed and everything else. Now, the reason why that's a problem for Infernal is look at MN3's positioning.
Seoul Dynasty's kind of make a move before they can unleash the EMP, but that's more than okay for them. Here it comes, MN3 in the back.
Nice. This right here is why teams couldn't play anything but Kiriko Lucio in the All Grand Finals. Because this was pre-nerf Kiriko, pre-nerfs Kiriko, and just straight TPing in the middle of the enemy team backline with her old healing per second and her ultimate, you just couldn't. She just killed everybody. You couldn't run Reinhardt with Bap. Bap died, Ana died, Zen died. You couldn't do anything. Just being able to TP in the mini backline is too OP. Now, are they going to win? I don't know. Rally is unbelievably strong as a defensive ultimate. But given that they don't even have beat yet, the chances are pretty high. He does catch Prophet. Oh, they caught Prophet. Wow. That being said, if you're Dynasty here, if Prophet doesn't die, you're pretty happy with the result of this. Because you're forcing 1, 2, 3, 4 ults. Probably this Nano's probably on the Winston. Yeah. And honestly, if Prophet's alive there, yeah, that's good from Dynasty. That was good from Dynasty. And there's the Ana.
The question why the EMP didn't come out from Prophet, right? Like if you're going.
No, I think objectively it's a good plan. Like here's the thing, guys. Let me ask you guys a question. If you were going to EMP, I think you would have to EMP now. And that might be risky. Because if you don't one-shot the Ana Brig, you're not going to kill them. I don't think the EMP would have been a good decision. I think it's too far. I think it's too far. I don't know if the follow-up would be there, because what might happen is that the EMP, the Ana Brig, the Ana nanos the Brig like triple packs the Ana as soon as the thing's done, plus defensive nade. I don't think the EMP would have worked out so well. I don't think the EMP would have worked out so well. It's interesting to note that they go Ana. Again, I don't have really a strong opinion on a Kiriko versus Ana on this map. I do think that the sightlines are pretty long, so Ana is a pretty powerful hero. But yeah.
Right, like if you're going to do that speed boost engage, Prophet needs to be in position to be able to drop that one. Even though MN3's EMP wasn't great, it was better than whatever Prophet threw out because he didn't really show anything. So Seoul Dynasty, once again, just sort of out of sync and out.
You know, actually, I'm curious, what was Junior doing? Because optimally, you'd want to hack the Brig, I think. Yeah, I'm curious to see what Junior was doing. Where is Junior? Does anybody see Junior? Does anyone see him? Because nobody got hacked. I still don't see him. I still don't see him. I still don't see him. Hello? Where was he? Underneath. Underneath on cart.
Look, they're baiting them in.
It looked like he was looking for a setup for a hack on Zest.
Playing straight under the bridge. They this fight an MN3. Look at here. So EMP versus EMP.
Wait.
Just a lights out fight. An MN3. Look at this Eagles burst that he's sitting on right now. Look, they're baiting them in. They're straight up baiting them right now. Look at the way Scooter and Fixer are playing straight under the bridge. They have to wait for Seoul Dynasty to kind of make a move before they can unleash the EMP, but that's more than okay for them. Here it comes, MN3 in the back.
He wasn't there. It looks like he's under here trying to hack Zest on Cart for a one-shot, which is a good play. He starts to take damage and stops. So he might have translocated out and then they'd gone for this play. No replay viewer, guys. We will figure it out. I don't know. He wasn't there. He wasn't there. Because the hack on the Brig here would have been very, very important for this fight to be even close to being winnable. Because it would have delayed the rally, would have delayed the armor packs, would have prevented the whip shot, would have prevented the bash out, and so on. There is no replay code. It's only in the OWL replay viewer, which they have not released, and nobody knows why. We've had zero information from Blizzard. Yes. Overwatch 1 had a replay. Overwatch 2 also has a replay viewer. I'm not going to get into it, but it's Blizzard incompetence. Let's just put it that way.
And you have to question why the EMP didn't come out from Prophet, right? Like, if your goal wasn't great, it was better than whatever Prophet threw out because he didn't really show anything. So Seoul Dynasty, once again, just sort of out of sync and out of tempo with one another as we see Lee Min move over to the Ana and matching that one. But Infernal have the cart. They've got the checkpoint.
So EMP and Ana.
Heal is quite good. Skewed Infernal out of tempo with one another as we see Lee Min move over to the Ana and matching that one. But Infernal have the cart. They've another as we see Lee Min move over to the Ana.
This is a big deal.
Again, just sort of out of sync and out of tempo.
You guys notice a mistake here? What's the mistake here? I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? A recall for almost nothing, right? So then this is going to kill Prophet. Because then they're going to go for the EMP. The EMP is fine. It only hits one target, which is pretty unfortunate. But the bubble is okay. They get the kill, but Prophet is unable to actually follow up off of the EMP and live because he doesn't have his recall. So yeah, the timing was poor there. And then also very strange behavior from Belisaria. He's really not sure about whether he wants to go in or out. And due to that indecision, Fixa might actually die for it. Yeah, he dies for it. So Fixa should have died at least 3 or 4 seconds ago. And he dies for it because he's not sure if the fight's winnable. So then the indecision, yeah, the setup wasn't great. And this fight is legitimately, like, could be still lost. Like, oh, they throw everything at him. Okay, fair enough. And that's fine. If you're Seoul, you need to win this fight. You cannot afford to lose this fight after that disaster.
You know, this is the least impactful checkpoint out of all the push maps. It's not this big monumental task to come back into it, but you can see.
Okay, here comes the hard dive.
Yeah, I want to see this up tempo. Krillin is holding on to this sound barrier. M3 is almost actually up to another EMP. So
now this is really important. Did you guys notice that? Bad timing from Junior, right?
Krillin is holding on to this.
Mr. J, thank you so much for the sub, mate.
You deserve my prime, Mr.
I appreciate it. So Kuramas, it doesn't really matter if Prophet wants to follow up off of the EMP or not. If Prophet wants to mark Tracer while they're diving off of the EMP, that's fine. Because you could actually kill the Tracer while their backline's tied up with EMP. The problem is that Prophet got his recall burned either way, right? Light waves. Now, Junior went early, right? Why do you guys think Junior was early here? Do you guys see it? Junior's trolling, right? Watch. No. Let me ask you guys a question. Go and Rome, thank you for the sub, mate. What would have happened if Junior had gone on time? What would have happened to Belisariya? What would have happened to Belisariya? Not only slept, guys. Not slept. No. I mean, that still might happen, right? Whip shot. It's too far of a dive, right? You're gonna get whip shotted. So Sombra goes first, makes the Brig and Ana turn around. Belisariya is able to get the dive that he wants as a result. Is it worth it? Yes, I think so. I actually do think so. It's definitely, you definitely have to pay the price for it. You lose your Sombra. Your Sombra leaves the fight really, really early. But I think it's worth it. No, I was baiting you guys. I was baiting you guys. I'm not gonna lie, I was totally baiting you guys. But yes, I do think if this was intentional, it is the correct play. The problem is that MN3, the greatest player in Overwatch League history, is, I think, sitting on his translocator. And yeah, that's tragic. That's a translocator diff, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm telling you, so much of this weekend's Overwatch League was settled based off of DPS dueling each other. Not just dive backline, kill backline. I don't know about that. Very, very risky play. Maybe it works. Why did they beat engaged? Did Scooter fix a drop? Did Scooter fix a drop? Yes, they did. Fix a drop. Fix a drop and skew drop. That's why they beat it. Okay, I mean, I actually get it. I actually think this might be an objectively good play now. And it responded with a beat from Krillin. Yeah, this is. Oh no. What am I saying? Yeah, no, this is fine. I actually think this is probably a reasonable play. Infernal gets a little bit trolly. I think skewed dropping was a mistake. I think Fix It pushing up a little bit would have been fine, but skewed dropping was definitely a mistake. So, you know, eliminate out of limits kind of a moment, you know what I'm saying? Zest's gonna die. Surely. We've seen a lot of that this game, where somebody gets a pick, and then one team tries to push too aggressively, and then gets run over. How's Lip Sombra compared to MN3 and Junior? I mean, I think Lip is probably just the best Sombra in the world. I don't think Junior Sombra's been particularly good, but it's hard to say. So did Sombra do a tank shot by making them waste their cooldowns? Yeah, distracted their attention.
One thing Winston players needed. So they need to prove that they can aim, and there you go. It's separating the best Winstons from the bad Winstons.
And we're going to see Prophet trying to set up a hack. Dive comes in from Belisariya with the nano boost, but Mag...
That's weird.
It's separating the best Winstons from the bad Winstons.
Yeah. And we're going to...
You could definitely see like situations like this, and like Junior's just not... Yeah, Junior's kind of doing a little bit of the goofy, you know? He doesn't quite get the hack. The nano boost comes in a small room. Nano on Brig. Leesuman just dies? Hello? Oh, the EMP.
They weren't able to find values off of the bat. They're putting out so much damage, but...
That's just honestly poor execution from Seoul. Junior doesn't get the hack. Junior doesn't get any damage whatsoever. The nano big response and Skew juking the hack is huge. Krillin is unable to spy check or peel off the dive. Mag lands with nano. Mag doesn't even have nano. Mag just lands with EMP onto Leesuman and just rolls him. I mean, look at how hard they're sweating here, but it just ain't working. Really, just honestly, much better peel from the backline of Infernal. Yeah, I mean, it's just better backline peel. And not good execution by Junior. Yeah, this is a disaster for Dynasty. Even with winning this fight, it's an unbelievably expensive fight for them, and the card is just being quietly C9ing all the way across the map. Ouch. Ouch. My bad, y'all. Yeah, honestly, Dynasty just completely rolled them. Or Infernal just completely rolled them.
Yeah, Infernal, because they win that team fight as well, they are going to start getting control of the cart, started getting some of his progress. Prophet's got to be careful. He's very isolated compared to his team. Does manage to started getting some of his progress. Prophet's got to be careful.
Balanced hero, by the way.
He's very isolated.
Not a strong hero, but balanced hero, by the way.
Compared to his team, does manage to get back, avoiding the hack. But Prophet, EMP, you know, let's see if he can find value from this one. I want to see them play aggressively, have this coordination of the dive that we haven't really seen from this one. I want to see them play aggressively, have this coordination of the dive.
And now if you're Infernal, especially because you're on the Brig, there really is nothing that you need to do right now. You don't have a massive ult advantage that you really need to pressure here. You have the lead. You have a superior high ground. So what I imagine Infernal will probably do is just chill on high ground and mark cart. Maybe spy check. I don't think they need to do anything.
Haven't really seen from the Dynasty so far on this map.
They do need to stop cart though. So they must be looking for something. I'm not sure why. Okay, there's cart. Excuse me. I guess they're looking for each other's translocators or setting up EMP. I'm not sure. Oh, Junior. Oh, Junior. Oh, no.
Hit nobody. Fantastic job of keeping out with Prophet. EMP comes out. Oh, hit nobody.
Yeah, Junior's struggling. Junior is struggling. I'm not sure who is going for there. Maybe Zest. But then the recall. But yeah, Seoul Infernal just holding high, marking, and yeah, it's been tough. This is why you're playing Hanzo Brig Zen, because I'm not seeing the Sombra level. Oh, a little bit greedy. He gets hacked. That's a nice. Okay, this is really good from Junior though, right here. Yes, he should be fine. Oh no, MN3. Did MN3 find the translocator? It looks like it. MN3 is going in this way. Maybe he found translocator. Because this is a good hack from Junior, but he doesn't have locator. Oh man. Oof. Yeah, cheers, Genuine. Thanks for the gifted subs, man. I really appreciate it.
Should have been able to zip back to the rest of his team. And 100+ meters on Esperanca, approaching the final corner from Putnam.
So again here with Infernal, I think Infernal is going to play this one as slow as they possibly can. Get their backline on the back. Yeah. See, backline just chilling here. Just pocket cart. Make Dynasty go so far. You have the lead. You have a powerful position with your backline. When you push your backline past like this particular spot there isn't any other good backline positions anymore. So there's no reason for them to really leave here. I mean, this is just absurd. This should just never work, honestly. That's such a risky move from Prophet, but you know what? That's crazy. That's such a huge play by Prophet too, because that's just a situation where like Infernal could have stalled so much time. They could have forced easily at least one other additional support ult to break this hold. They would have required them getting a hack on like Mag or Zest. It would have just taken probably a lot of luck to be able to break this hold, but they just blink across, stick, and that's it. No way. Fixes on the flank and kills Lee Soo-min. Oh my god! She just straight up flank Brig. I just want replay viewer, guys. Man, come on, man. This league is a joke. I'm sorry. Like, it's just the fact that there's just no communication and nobody even knows why or when. We're never gonna see what happened there. There's a Brig on the flank. Yeah, not even OPR is Alvior. Yeah, it's so frustrating, man. And it's there. They literally have it. They have the Overwatch League replay viewer. They just don't release it to the public. All right, sounds good, Lightwaves. The codes are literally there, guys. It's literally there. The replay viewer does exist. It's for I used it last year. It's there. It's there this year. They had to sign, like, the Pro-Am tournament. They were not letting contenders teams that had the replay viewer share the codes or share the information. It's not. I don't think it's server load issues. And nobody know. The thing is, it's like I'm sure there's a reason, right? They're not evil like Satan little imps, but just tell us, guys. It's just so hard to do. Like, I love analysis, but it's so hard doing this with the stupid YouTube thing. So demotivating. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Huge bubble force. You might see Infernal try to capitalize off of this. We might see a Nano Winston. Bubble advantage is a big deal. There's the nade. Oh, there's the EMP and rally. They might just lose this fight. It's a big commitment from Dynasty, though. It's a big commitment from Dynasty. Both EMP and rally at the same time. And I actually think the EMP works so well because Infernal was expecting to be the one pushing, and they got pushed on. So yeah. Yes, it's available for the OWL teams themselves. If you have an Overwatch League account, you can use the replay viewer, but you are not allowed to stream it or use it for content in any way, shape, or form. And the irony is that when I complained about this on Twitter, I actually heard from a Blizzard employee that actually this isn't anything new, that it was the case also last year, which leads to the question of why was I allowed to use the Overwatch League replay viewer for content last year? Why was Custa allowed to use the replay viewer basically all season and nobody said anything? So Custa technically was breaking the terms of service, and I was breaking the terms of service, and nobody even told us. Nobody even knew that that was the case. And it's there. It's out there right now.
Just have to disrupt MN3 at this point, Scott. Okay, and now they can get this tempo rolling. They just have to disrupt MN3 at this point, Scott. Okay, yeah, definitely don't get a kill. Okay, all good. Don't get a kill to Prophet here. You cannot.
All right. So Seoul Dynasty, unfortunately, is not in a position to where they can just chill on high ground. Now, if you were Seoul Infernal when they were holding this earlier, they could just sit and hold and chill high ground. But unfortunately, the lead here is too great. So they will stay here for now until they get checkpoint. But getting checkpoint, Infernal can just sit in the back high ground and be like, all right, enjoy your high ground, y'all. So Dynasty is going to have to try and drop or do something to set up a push. A lot of the time when we see cart fights happen here with both backlines inaccessible, you have basically like ninja sissy trades where both teams are trying to hack the enemy Winston on cart, and they're not willing to invest their backline into an aggressive position.
The Winston or one of the supports to try and even this fight up because MN3 coming in with an EMP.
A strongly worded email. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. You guys are too kind. Because MN3 can't just EMP the backline because his team won't be able to get to the backline. It's too far away, and Brig will just whip shot the monkey away, right? Even with EMP, it's very risky. So this is, interestingly enough, probably a pretty good EMP as long as the one shot comes onto Prophet. And there it is. Yes! Yes! Chef's kiss. Nice job, MN3. And it also catches the Brick at the same time, which, it doesn't matter really that much, but it's nice. You know, no packs for a second, so.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Prophet and Krillin, by the looks of it, there got EMP'd.
And now, because Mag is so close to the high ground, it's actually really hard for Brig to whip shot when you're this tight. And he's about to get his bubble, right? You see it? It's scary. The whip shot's still there, but he's at least able to threaten the on a Brig and distract them. There's a nano on Winston, there's the sleep and the hack.
So Balustrade will be back in the action in just a moment, but Seoul Infernal being very patient with their ultimates, in fact. Only now are they using that nano.
Nano on Brig to keep her up. It looked like that was more of a defensive nano. I think. Yes, defensive nano, she was low. And that's going to keep the nano primal off.
He's on
And in this trade, Seoul Infernal are not only up one, they're taking the cart and robot away. They're taking the high ground away. And that's it. It's a huge investment from both sides, but I actually think what Infernal did was reasonable enough to where it's like, you just basically forced ult for ult for ult, but now you're going to get reset map control again. Bureaucracy, I guess. Yeah, it's I guarantee you it's something legal with the Overwatch League teams and I don't know what it is, but it's frustrating to me that there's no communication. You could just tell me the bad news or tell anybody the bad news, but just radio silence, especially after Replay Viewer was available for years and was a huge source of content for the league and a source of eyes on the league, is a major problem. Are the tracers just marking each other all game? It depends. It's very hard, as you guys are seeing, when the Ana Brig are well positioned in really safe spots, to be able to set up a good flank without getting spotted. It's a very broad map, right? So it's hard to reach the Ana Brig sneakily. And then now, once again, Ana Brig take the back position, sit on cart, and dare Seoul Dynasty to do anything. And because they have the EMP and they don't have anything, Zest, MN3, hard spy checking. MN3 is actually probably looking for translocator once again, and that has gone pretty well for him so far. So let's see how it goes. Stay hydrated. Thank you. Oh, Skew got bad spawn. Whoops. I forgot about that. I forgot that Skew died. So actually, this will be the high ground here. But will they find the locator? Will they find the locator? Oh my gosh, Prophet. Oh, poor Junior. He just messes up his timing. He tries to get greedy to walk up the stairs. So you guys are like, what is he doing? Yes, it's a stupid mistake. But he was trying to get to here so that he could hit both Ana and Brig with the EMP. And he messed up the timing, and now he's gone. I don't think they found the translocator, though. And then now it's just like, oh, what a sleep. It's not a big impact sleep, but it's something, right? Good peel from Fixa and Skewed for each other. They're still up one because the Tracer's dead, so even with the rally, everything should just kind of fall to pieces now. And that should be it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, any questions so far, chat? I figured now would be a good time to, like, before we get to the final map, do you have any questions about some of the comps they're playing, maps, matchup, strategy? Try and keep it on topic with the matchup that we're looking at, but is there anything that's standing out? It is Junior's first L match, right? I don't know. I guess, probably. Official L match, yeah. I'll just, while we're waiting, I'll preemptively pull up okay, I'll preemptively pull up the next map in case we want to pull up anything here. Brig Ana versus Lucy Kiriko matchup. We talked about that one at the start of that round, about which one I think is better. I don't have an opinion, but I talk about the playstyle difference at the start of that round. Why do they play the almost exact same comps? Because a lot of similar compositions are strong. Some heroes are just stronger than others, so people kind of figure out over time. And then also people have a tendency to just copy their homework. I'm going to be honest with you. Quick recap, this is just an Overwatch League match. A lot of dive stuff going on. We've seen Hanzo on more open sightline maps. We've even seen some Zen on more open sightline maps. On the tighter sightline maps, we've seen more Lucio comps. We saw a little bit of trolling from compositions from the Dynasty, from the Infernal on Shambali. That matchup was a really strict Sombra Tracer, first strict Sombra Tracer matchup. Yeah. Is dive just so much better than other comps? Right now, yes. How do Sombra set up pre-team fight? They have to decide if they're going to be able to go for backline or not. And that's usually dependent on whether their Winston can go for backline or not. If their Winston cannot go for backline, they might instead try and focus on hacking the enemy Tracer, the enemy Winston, or something like that. Winston is strong. Tracer is strong. A lot of the other hit scans are weak. Sojourn has been nerfed to a not strong position. Soldier, Ashe, not particularly good. Cassidy was even played in dive hybrids recently, but is not particularly good. Sombra has also recently been buffed with a 7 to 7.5 damage, as well as the health pack thing, which is more of a minor buff, but Sombra is just the least bad secondary DPS to play in dive right now. Were the teams playing double flank or Winston for the other maps? No, they were not. Is Brig played over Zen and Lucio on most maps for what reason? So Brig is just essentially the thing that keeps the Ana alive versus these harder dive compositions. APAC definitely prefers the Brig over Lucio, it looks like, but I'm not convinced that the Brig is always better. The Brig is a little bit... the burst pack from Brig and Rally is a lot better than the sound barrier most of the time. And Brig can also spy check pretty well as well. When do you stop looking for Translocator for your unable phone? Well, I would always look for Translocator. I think whenever their Sombra's likely to... Whenever, like, let's put it this way. Whenever you don't have to set up for your EMP, or you don't have to set up for your dive, and you think the enemy team might be setting up for a dive, looking for Translocator can kind of mess up their play. So that's a good time to look for it. What do you think about the Ram versus Rein brawl? I think it's a skill matchup. I think it's a skill matchup and a hero comfort matchup. Why is Hanzo played so much? See previous answer about why Sombra Tracer is being played. Sojourn's just not very good. Ashe is just not very good. And this is the highest level. I'm not talking about ranked at all. Widowmaker's not as playable on minimaps. I think Cassie's a lot weaker as well. So, what do you think? Should buff those heroes when they're bad in Al? I don't think indiscriminately, no. I don't like Sombra metas personally. And I think something like the Ashe Bob nerf was unnecessary, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. When should you be hacking health packs and when should you be just letting the healing to be left to your supports? The health pack hacking should only be used when you are playing in a position to where your supports cannot assist you. Or you're trying to deny an important health pack to the enemy team as well. So if you're going heavily for backline, you might rely more on hacked health packs because you're living and sustaining in their backline. But if you're playing more of a frontline, Sombra 76, because the enemy team doesn't have like a lot of snipers, like let's say they've got like Reaper or Winston or Diva or Tracer or Junkrat or Reaper or whatever. Reaper, I already said that. Then you can kind of play more frontline Sombra 76. But if they have like Widowmakers and Yada, you probably need to be staging backline, which means you'll be hacking health packs more often in their backline. Zenana no longer viable? It's not no longer viable, it's just not the strongest thing. It's just not as strong as it's been in the past. Why is Echo not full meta? She's just not as strong as some of the other heroes. She's not bad, but she's not as strong as the other heroes. Is Translocator better than Recall? No, it is not. I think Recall is more consistent. And, it's just different as well. Do you think EMP is too good, maybe? No, I think EMP is strong, but it's a lot weaker than it used to be, so... What do you do what does the Brig do if the enemy team goes rush Queen into the dive? I mean, she still enables her DPS. Rush Queen she has to stay away from, but you can still contribute from afar or contribute where the Rush and Queen are not. Lip does a lot of Sombra 76 and dive mirrors, yeah. Whenever there isn't like a Hanzo or a Zenyatta that can shoot him out, yeah. No, we got one more map horizon. Okay, so let's take a quick look here.
And both teams are going to Symmetra teleport out, but they will go over to the Tracer.
Once again, interesting, right? I think this support lineup is better on this map. I do understand that there are long sight lines, but in Koth, so much of like the fight location stuff is so fluid. There's a lot more pushing and moving, and it's not as much static holds. But this is also pretty good comp. So I'm curious. I think what this means is that first off, Kirikalusi means that you get here first. You get here first, you hack the health pack first, you have your Kirikalusi playing very aggressively, you can get on top of the enemy team. Ana Brig can't go here now. So Ana Brig know that they can't win the fight here. So they go here. So that means Kiriko Lucio get this entire section of the map, okay? So what that means is that anybody from pink or red that walks under the point, Seoul Infernal, should get hacked and pressured from every possible position that they possibly can. The way to counter that is to not just walk up here, but to try and rotate your Ana Brig off into flanks, look for different ways to pressure the DPS out, to assist your DPS in winning angles, maybe get a hack nade onto Belisariya, The problem is that with the on a Brig, it's just a little bit scary and a little bit slow to do those kind of plays. I think Tracer damage is in a fine spot, yes. I think Tracer's in a very balanced state right now. I would not touch her at all.
I talked about this on Esperanca. If they are going to play the Lucio, I want to see them go with the tempo because the Brig inherently will do more healing and get more value. The hack does come in.
And there it is. So they're able to get on top of the enemy team from multiple different angles. I think this is probably GG's. If with the one advantage of the Ana Brig is that theoretically you do have opportunity to peel with nade and you can pack your DPS. But the unfortunate thing is that I think Kiriko can also just play with their DPS just like a Brig. I think this is probably going to be it.
Heal is so good though from Fixer. Skew's going super low.
Wow. Color me surprised. So the interesting thing here though is that the nade hits, that's going to force Suzu. Skewed does rotate out, and then Prophet gets hacked and dies before recall. Maybe Armor Pack is just too strong. I feel like Fixum still might die, though. There we go, chat. I was totally wrong. But really, though, the highlight here is how... Look at Skewed's movement. You guys are talking about the dive from Seoul. It was a good dive from Dynasty, excuse me. However, the really cool thing is Skewed tucking in and just straight up, look at him. He uses the Winston jump and bounces backwards. Look at how far, like you're like, how did he get that far away? He used the Winston jump. He tucks in, tucks back out, and LOS is the Sombra, uses the Winston jump to launch him over this way. And wait, did the Suzu boop him as well? No, it doesn't. So, that's crazy. I mean, look, the Winston can't. Do you see how long the Winston's not doing damage to him? That's wild. The change of the pack to the burst healing makes a massive difference. Agreed. Are we going to see Bid Best one day? Potentially, depends on which matches I review. I only review once per week at the moment. And now you can get the on a Brig onto high. Unlucky.
Maybe going back to Vaughn.
He's on the replay instead, so even more kind of the rush start.
Interesting.
We've seen this consistently throughout this series, upping the tempo, not allowing the Dynasty.
So, let's talk about this. Wins tank trade. Plays more at range. I feel like this is more of an anti-synergy than anything. Where... I don't like the Reaper as much on this map. I guess what you could do is you could do this. You could try and control the tank line with this group and then hard focus on keeping Kiriko and Sojourn pocket, or Kiriko pocketing the Sojourn on aggressive angles and baiting the dive. It's odd.
Sort of give them time to, breathe. As Prophet goes over to the Sojourn and Prophet on the Reaper.
It's odd.
Essentially, the grand finals better that we saw last year. But
very odd.
Give Krillin that free walk over to the jump pad. They get Prophet.
Because the problem is that you're playing the Reaper, but the Reaper, like the Sojourn is very fragile to the Sombra Tracer dive. And by going Sojourn and swapping off your Tracer, the best defense a Sojourn has versus a Sombra Tracer is her own Tracer to duel the enemy Tracer and to clear out the enemy Sombra to force her Translocator. If you have a Reaper, Reaper cannot force out a Sombra and Tracer unless he's on top of them, which he's not going to be able to do. So this means Sombra Tracer are going to be able to permanently hunt down the Sojourn, and as long as Mag doesn't just run frontline into Prophet, I don't like this comp at all. I'm shocked at this composition swap. I think if you made this a Tracer swap, I'm okay with that. Where you could control the enemy Sombra Tracer with your own Tracer ego with your own Sojourn on an off angle and pocket both of those DPS with the Kiriko. I don't understand this.
Synergy to be up there, and it was. Like, M3 just sits there, hacks, Zest comes in, finishes them off. It's super easy for the Seoul DPS line to execute on these hack targets, just how quickly they're playing.
I want to see how they make this work.
Down on the board, because Seoul Dynasty reset their ultimate, switching those DPS heroes, M3 Zest.
So let's watch. I don't understand, so I'm going to criticize or critique, but I want to be proven wrong. Because I'm missing something here.
Maybe just going to something they're comfortable with, but with M3 with this EMP, you can see Solar trying.
They're rotating as a unit. That is something that's playing around the Reaper. Red Knight, thanks for the sub, mate.
You calling Prophet Junior is the best idea ever.
I mean, I literally could not think of anything else. Appreciate the kind words. I really could not think of what else to call him.
Nice kill, just you, though.
Okay, well, if you just hit a headshot, I guess the Sojourn is good.
EMP, where's the follow-up? Not to be found. Zest taking care of.
Ah, dear. I love being proven wrong in the most dumb ways possible. I mean, here's the obvious answer, guys. Prophet is not the best Sombra. We've already seen that. Going to a comfort pick like Sojourn, even if she is not technically as strong at Sombra, if you play at her higher level. Honestly, after watching Prophet play Sojourn, or watching Prophet play Sombra, I wouldn't mind it if Seoul Dynasty just ran this composition with a Tracer and just did that instead. Everywhere. I think this would probably be a better strategy, playing more to their strengths. Sombra hasn't looked as good for them. I just don't understand the Reaper pick. Because the Reaper, like, you need to play around this guy, right? Play the Tracer and help this guy out. So maybe what the Reaper does is maybe it's it doesn't control the Sombra Tracer, but maybe Prophet can kind of punish Monkey? Maybe Prophet plays like on top of, I don't know. What is like Prophet technically can force these guys out fairly decently. But like the only reason he's able to do that is because how clumped up Seoul is in the first place. If Junior ever tries to take an angle himself, which at some point he likely will, unless the Reaper's on top of him, he can't really protect him from getting hacked or shot as much as the Tracer can. I don't know, man. It's weird. It's weird. Again, it's not the Sojourn that's weird to me. It is unmeta, but it is, I think, still probably fine. It definitely lines up with Dynasty's strengths more. I just don't understand the Reaper. And this happened with London, too. London played Reaper in this map, and it looked awful there, too. I don't get it, y'all.
I doubted this Sojourn pick, but he's instantly finding value, and that's actually triggered MN3 to move up the Sombra and go over to the Sojourn.
Seems reasonable. So what is this Reaper doing? Because my first thought was maybe the Reaper is the on a Brig thing, but I don't get the Reaper and the on a Brig either. Cheers, Stefano. So there's the defensive Nano. It's good. There's the defensive Peel. So there's the defensive Nano into the Kiriko ult. Then they counter that with Rally. They walk forward. They primal the Lucio. This is a massive ult trade here. But bro, I just feel like Reaper doesn't do anything in these trades. Like, oh, he's just such a bad hero, man. Okay, he swaps Tracer. Now, the Tracer swap is because the Sojourn, right? Like, Tracer is bad. Our Reaper's bad, I think. But Reaper's especially bad when they're on their Sojourn Tracer, because you can't do anything, right? But I just don't understand why you'd even swap to it in the first place. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm so confused.
It's a solo one on point, Scott. He can't trigger that overtime. Will be the point flip for Infernal, now looking to boot people off to make sure they can't trigger that overtime.
He really is a non-factor, especially in a map this big.
Had to do
right? The meta has changed, right? The way it was played in grand finals was very different from how this matchup is played now. Very different.
We're gonna have to see Prophet come up with some magic and hits the headshot on Dispute, but it's not enough to take him down with the nerfs that are coming through, and he's just unable to find anything with Mag in his face.
I mean, it's still good pressure, right? Like, I think, like, are we gonna get kills there? Aw, all the pressure in the world, but somebody hits a headshot and that's it. I guess Emmett3 is just not the worst player in the world that we thought he was, guys. Maybe he's the greatest of all time. Pop the ult, there it is, and that should be it right there. Yeah, that's it. All right. Interesting swaps from Dynasty. I am. The interesting thing to me though is like how good the Ana Brig looked on that map. I think Ana Brig on this map, because there's a little bit less movement, is probably better. But I was surprised to see how good the Ana Brig looked there. I think again it could be very much comfort pick oriented. I would love to see like a high level Ana Brig comp team play versus like a high level Kiriko Lucio team there and see like which one would be better. But like I said, I critique compositions when it comes to like Ana Brig stuff, but really honestly it's fine. And what's more important is that you're playing to your strengths, and Fixes looked pretty solid in the Brig all day long, so why would you not try and play to your strengths there? Skewed's probably better Ana than he is a Kiriko, so why would you force Kiriko Lucio if you can't play Kiriko Lucio as good, right? I think that's the same logic behind the Sojourn swap, right? The only thing that I don't get is like the Reaper swap, which just objectively doesn't make any sense even if you are good at Reaper. Instance, I don't know. I don't really want any significant Reaper buffs until the hero has a little bit more dynamics. I think the hero's too like three-head to play to like really earn the right to be super dynamic. If that makes any sense. Like, he's not a noob hero. He's not like as annoying as Junkrat, but he is kind of basic. And okay, this comp isn't a surprise at all. Pretty decent sight lines, not a lot of crazy counter rotations. Pretty strong high ground. It's the same stuff that we're going to see in Antarctica.
Looks like Dynasty are going to take a page out of their book and run a Krillin on that Brig, at least zoom in.
What will be interesting is the next map. I would be surprised if we saw something like this on next map, but honestly, who knows? All right, so I'm going to focus on what's happening here. So basically, you're going to see the Winston playing here, because if his backline is here, he can't be here without getting poked out. The funny thing here is actually Belisari could theoretically get poked out by the Hanzo poking up here, so something to kind of keep an eye on. He seems to be hiding pretty well though. Oh, now he starts to get shot, and he does get forced out. You see that? So Belisari gets high ground first, but because the Hanzo has an angle on him from there, and Mag is hiding on point, they trade bubbles, of course, but Mag is able to take less damage. Now, the problem is that even though they did win high ground again, once again, if Junior's able to play it well, Junior can just spam right back. So, where is Junior? He's there. Okay. So, actually, Junior... MN3 holds here. I like this from Seoul, I think, right now. I think... if we're able to help MN3 stay here, Mag should be able to hold here. And then what this is doing is this is distracting Junior to shoot at MN3 instead of shoot at Mag. So Mag can continue to hold this position and set up a dive. I like this from Seoul, sorry. I like this from Infernal at the start. I don't want him chasing this Tracer so much. Oh. Okay. Alright, guys. We're going to take a little break. Every time I open my mouth now, it's not even caster curse. It's significantly worse. Yeah. All right. Disregard. I don't think you needed to choose that far. Like, you could just hold that angle and then Sonic the corner just in case the Tracer decides to push you, but you know what? Okay. Alright. Disregard. Did the Brig go with the Hanzo from the start? I don't think so. I think the Brig was in the window right to our left here. And then I think she might have bashed across. Nope, I think she might have actually started there, actually, yeah. Because the thing is once you get control of the off angles, like, okay. Hey, all right. So the thing is like, here's what we have. No. Okay. So we had so Winston was here. Hanzo, Ana, Brig. Let's just say the clump was here. And so what happened is then Belisaria was sitting here, which meant that he was getting poked out by Hanzo, which means he took a lot of damage. So when Mag jumped, Mag took less damage than Belisaria. So Belisaria has to disengage. So then what happened to the Hanzo is then MN3 goes, hey, let's go over here with Brig. So you have Brig Hanzo here. And what that means is that they could continue to pump damage up on the high ground. So Mag can stay here safely without getting poked by the enemy Hanzo. Well, actually, he could technically, but Junior was focusing on this over here and was ignoring the monkey, which meant Mag could stay here. So then if you think about this, with Belisaria all the way in here, Ana doesn't need Brig. You know what I'm saying? I guess this is the wrong color, but Ana doesn't need Brig because the Winston and all the trade, they're too far away. What's it gonna do? Ah! Right, and he's still not gonna be able to get there, right? So as you start to choke people out, you could start to greed things like Brig going on the angle because the Ana doesn't need help because she's totally safe. And then the longer that they stay here, the more powerful it is. They rotate when the bubble got dropped. I would imagine when they got the bubble got dropped, right as soon as this trade happened here, that's probably when the Brig Hanzo rotated to the left. Yes, you could see it. You could see it, right? Right here, you see this little flail out of the corner of your screen? That's when they rotated out. I don't know where the tracers are. Their tracers in their backline. I don't know where Zest is, though. This might be on point or something. Or maybe it's on high? I'm not sure. Yeah, that was a really nice nice little setup there from Infernal.
He's not just an Ashe player. He wants to prove that he was good earlier. Only this Esperanca keeps this up. He's going to be player of the match, that is for sure.
I do think Men3 has played consistently pretty well. His Sombra wasn't bad. His Hanzo was pretty good. I think the big thing for me is that he's just been he's been more consistent on the DPS. Okay, so here we go. So we have a setup from Winston here. Who's on the floor? I don't think anybody should be on the floor here, really. Hanzo's on the floor. I don't like this from MN3, actually. I would like MN3 maybe an honor something here, but like MN3 kind of more on an off angle here, where it's easier for his, because the problem is like this isn't in a good off angle, and also it's really hard for supports to heal him. Whereas supports could heal him here, it'd be much easier. Now I think why Ana Brig are playing here as opposed to on the door is usually you have to worry about nades off of the rebound nades. Now the funny thing is I actually think they get, oh, what a nade from Lisa, man. Wow. It's a good jump from Belisaria. He greeds perfectly. He doesn't get whip shotted. He places the bubble at the exact right time. Wow. Ooh. Nice stick. Prophet gets his recall forced by Zest. At the same time, Zest gets the stick. Wall climb. So Infernal need to kind of be really cheeky here. It's a nice flank setup from there. Ha!
Oh, he's lost him. He lost him. Whoa, he found him again. All good, but Mag, in the meanwhile, holding that.
I'm curious to see what happens here because Infernal, besides that crazy bank nade from Lee Sumen and maybe Mimin3's kind of sussy baka initial start, this so far has looked pretty solid. Because they obviously, Seoul Infernal obviously loses, but I want to... He needs to be careful here because it's not so much about he might get dove because he'll get double pocket. It's more about like, is he going to get cleared up by like Storm Arrow? You know what I'm saying? So you're going to see a Primal and backline, but theoretically, like, that should be peelable with Rally Nano. You might even see like a nano, offensive nano here. Rally alone might be good enough. There's another bank nade, another nade on backline. Tracer there. Hanzo's now, I think he's still on the high. Yeah, he's still high. I actually kind of like this position better from MN3 if he's really careful. It's a nice off angle. It's a nice split. It's safer. Really only Winston or the enemy Hanzo can deal with him. Oh no. I do not like the position from MN3 at all. I do not like the position from MN3 at all. The dragon as well. If anything, you would like him to kind of jump out this way up onto the high ground. He's mispositioned, which means he's taking a lot of peel right now.
Coming from Seoul Dynasty onto MN3 right now, actually gets nanoed of all things. Like they know where the true carry lies, and it is in MN3 right now.
The fact that he draws now, was this a necessary nano?
Look at the pressure actually coming.
Not really, no. That's not a good play by Infernal at all. That's a poor nano. The nano on Hanzo is fine if he's actually being pressured, but honestly it was just mispositioning from MN3, and then the nano itself just really didn't feel necessary. And then now the rally even just kind of gets kited out. So Seoul essentially just basically trades 2 ults for 1 and doesn't really do anything. No way. Oh my gosh. Honestly, a fine pulse. And they just follow up just isn't there. Like again, well, it's still winnable though, right? Because MN3 gets the shot in the flank. Yeah, Infernal really chokes the bag there. Not a good initial positioning from MN3. Zest gets everybody to 1, nothing happens. Poor nano. Rally felt a little bit rushed unnecessary as well. Not good. Ouch.
Very well, but the same thing for the Seoul Infernal, so we will see the neutral fight, and Infernal are trying to sort of herd the Dynasty into a corner as MN3's, he's gonna find a purchase at some point. The Dynasty do need to be careful.
Seoul probably just farming Primal here, and then looking for an aggressive play in backline. There's the nano though. Will they isolate MN3? No, they will not. It's a good peel. Infernal now can go aggressively. That's a How did they lose this? Does he die? He must die. He must die. Zest must die. Or no, he doesn't die. What? Dude, chat, what is this game? Holy crap. Infernal is like finding ways to lose this. They just kited out the nano, and then they stuck the Ana. Zest should honestly die here, but miraculously survives. Fixa gets slept. And then Prophet sticks the floor. And doesn't even kill the sleeping target. He kills the Ana next to them, but they're still up 1. But Fix is going to die anyway. Prophet lives with literally 1 HP. Does he live? He does. How? MN3 dies. That's understandable. Not a lot he can do here. Yeah, my bad. I keep saying Seoul. I'm struggling. No. Oh my gosh. Body shot from Junior. They just need to reset. No. That should not have happened. I guess he didn't have recall. That's a good nade. Huge juke by Mag. Honestly, not again. How do Infernal lose this? How do Infernal lose this? They just need to survive. If they could just survive 2 seconds. Oh, Mag. Oh, he gets stunned and then he's not able to disengage. Crap. I have never seen... I won't even say a bigger fumble because I don't even think Seoul are like trolling outside of that one fight too bad. It just feels like everything that could have gone wrong. Like even now, like this is very stallable. You don't even need to win this fight. Like, how? How is he dying? You kill the Tracer, who's probably the most important person to kill next to Ana. Just because that's just so much consistent damage and stalling threat. MN3 gets sucked. He doesn't get pack in time. He gets shot. That's okay. Not the end of the world. Lee Soo-min is 1 HP, nades himself. Now they have nano. Oh, what a shot. What a shot. right here. Bam. Oh my gosh. Can Krillin survive? Krillin must survive. No, Krillin doesn't survive. Still in a fine position to win this fight. Stop shooting Winston. Oh, he gets stuck by Prophet. That's monstrous. Monstrous. Monstrous! Monstrous stick from Prophet. Oh my gosh. What is going on, guys?
And it's going to be so valuable with the composition that the Infernal has. There will be a touch coming out, but it's going to be desperation here for the Infernal.
I mean, they don't even need to sweat too much. The rally is really important, though, but MN3 could still roll the dice here. There's a dragon. There's the rally. Can they get onto the... They do get onto the Hanzo. I think staying Hanzo there was... I think it was probably okay. But he needed to be a little bit sneakier than he was. And I think that's going to be it right there. Wow. Okay. Let's check this out. So, Seoul Infernal really really fumbled the bag here. Okay, mirror comps the Lucio instead. The Lucio means that they get control of high ground first. It means they get maybe slightly better positions for their backline.
Interesting change here from Fixer. They have played almost exclusively Brig throughout this entire
Oh, MN3.
Lucio for this one, looking like it's for the boot. MN3 going to take out Lee Min with a log from across the map, and that should be first point to the Infernal. As Lee Min, oh, okay, I saw a Moira switch for a second there, and I got very confused. Going to take out
Weird.
Confused and Moira, and that should be like it's for the boot. MN3 going to take out Lee Min with a log from across the map, and that should be first point to the Infernal. As Lee Min, oh, okay, I saw a Moira switch for a second there, and I got very confused.
Confused and concerned. Man, MN3 plays Hanzo like it's a hit schedule.
Oh, the Ana positioning means that it's just so much easier to hit these nades. Like these nades are just monstrous.
They just die. There's no projectile speed on that one. Nice little dive there from Man.
Nice. I mean, the nade, it's just the nade, y'all. They get the backline, superior backline positioning because they have Lucio's speed on rollout, which means that it's easier to hit the Ana nade, and then there you go. Mercy? They're not staying Mercy. There's something... Okay, this happened with... I think, was it... There's something with swapping heroes in spawn. I think it's mostly just to get out of the spawn door faster, to be honest with you. I think, but I'm not... Or ult, there's a bug with ult charge. Okay, we know it might be that Krillin is going damage boost to see if we can get a damage boosted shot out of spawn, but it's the Moira thing too. I think the Moira thing might be to get out of spawn faster. I'm not sure. There's something in there. The Mercy swap isn't for that though, because I think it's maybe like a goofy damage boost out of spawn and going from there. Yeah, it is unusual that Infernal rolled out Lucio and they didn't. Yeah. So can MN3 control the high ground of the Lucio pocket? Remember, the weakness of Lucio is not being able to be in two places at once, even with speed. And by personal speed, I mean being able to move quickly around the map as a Lucio. So MN3 is going to be relying off of Ana pocket, but it does mean that they are more vulnerable to the Sombra in some aspects, simply because the Lucio has to pick and choose where he wants to play. But you notice now that we have both the Ana and Hanzo in the same angle. Part of that's probably due to the Sombra. Part of that is also probably due to the Lucio not being able to be in two places at once. There's the hack. There's the dive. They don't even need to get the kill. They force the entirety of the Infernal's backline out, and now they can turn their attention onto the Infernal's front line, which is exactly what's going to happen. Sombra gets killed. Oh. Yeah, MN3 is hitting a lot of shots. Good try from Belisariya and Dynasty, but honestly really, really well peeled by Infernal, and MN3 punishes. You also notice, by the way, as soon as the dive is executed, as soon as Infernal realized that, hey, we are not dead, they actually pushed in. They didn't just sit there and poke.
So well, Infernal just synergy right on point, as Seoul Dynasty haven't been able to match in kind. Prophet only 43% to this EMP right now as well as another pulse percentage ticks up to 60%.
So if you're Zest, I actually think that you should, again, try and prioritize and focusing Tracer as much as you can. Like, see what he's doing right now? He's not doing it very well, and he has to be careful because he doesn't have armor packs. But, oh...
Answers quickly because Zest with another pulse bomb, he's showing how deadly he can be with it.
Yeah.
Because Zest with another pulse bomb, he's showing how deadly he can be with it.
Do you see it, guys? This is the Brig diff. Fixa, I think... Let's talk about this in this. How do I get the thing off here? There you go. Let's talk about the Lucio versus the Brig. Well, there we go. Wrong one. Let's try that again. Surely, chat. Surely it's the second point.
Welcome to Oasis.
Crap. Surely, chat. Surely. This is it. Okay, so this is the problem with Lucio. It is not a bad hero by any means. It might even be optimal in this matchup. But the weakness is that if Ana is controlling space here, and Hanzo's taking an angle here, can you guys see that? And Tracer's taking an angle here. Brig can be here and help this, help pack this, and help pack this all at the same time. The problem that you saw there, I am 99% certain that Fixa was on Lucio trying to help his Tracer duel the enemy Tracer. Now, they messed up, right? Like, I mean, clearly Zest messed up in terms of how he was actually executing the 1v1. I think he overextended. He went too far over here instead of just like marking within the angle. But the problem then is that while he's marking the angle, the Sombra sneaks around behind and gets the hack on Ana. Which means that now Lucio has to ride his little booter feet all the way over to go peel the Ana and clear the Sombra, at which point it's too late. And the funny thing is this exact same circumstance could have happened to the Hanzo as well. The only reason it didn't is because hacking a Hanzo as a solo Sombra without Tracer help or Monkey help is a lot more risky. Now you can make a pretty good argument that Seoul Dynasty could have very easily have just sped boost Belisariya, or not even sped boost, but just had Belisariya jump the Hanzo and have the Sombra go for her from behind. And that would have worked as well. But for solo hack pressure, the problem with the Lucio is he can't be in two places at once, and you're going to see the problem here. Do you see this transition point right here? Do you see that this is too late? Skewed has already been hacked. Skewed is already under pressure. It's too late. And you can even see as Prophet wraps around behind. That's it. And then now the follow-up hack. And now you're seeing the weakness of Lucio. Now it's not just that simple. I assume a lot of it is mechanical as well. MN3 is just crazy. But it's worth noting that. That's where the nuance, that's why teams don't just always play Lucio on maps where you don't have to rotate as much, because the Brig is really good with the packs there. Jeez, man. Lucio, man. It's a good play. Oh my gosh, another big sick. And do you notice Fixa does swap?
No doubt. Beast on the Tracer. Feeling pretty good. It feels like very much a masterclass right now from both Tracers. The Hanzo coming out from MN3. Skewed and
okay, let's go. This is it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's a masterclass of killing people for DPS, but it's a masterclass of staying alive if you're a support player. And it's been a tough road so far.
And Krillin with the diamond hands with that rally, it would have been so easy to pop that one, but holds onto it is going to be so important. But the EMP from Prophet, there comes the dive.
There's the EMP.
Holds onto it is going to be so important.
And Belisariya is really close So he's able to immediately get in the back line. They get both the Hanzo and the Brig being the important one, and that's a huge kill right there. Nice job, Junior.
Seoul Dynasty.
Where is the Ana here? Oh, Skewed is trying to dodge the EMP, but he breaks LOS a little bit. I think it's a little bit of a misplay there.
Very good. Yeah, hits Fixer and MN3. Beautiful.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Looking to even that percentage with 96. Seoul Infernal, they need one fight.
Yeah, MN3's gonna, even though he's getting so much value with the Hanzo, go over to the Sombra himself. Maybe trying to counter dive a little bit or try and
I actually don't think this was necessary from MN3. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's okay.
or try and get some more aggression for themselves, but we go into mirror compositions, but Dynasty have done a great job of holding on to these ultimates. They
I don't think the Hanzo is that bad.
as the time ticks up, now they're at 60% and the Infernal potentially have their backs against the wall.
Now, what's going to be interesting to me is I assume we're going to see a hard primal pulse backlight trade here with Sombra. And then Krillin will probably just rally defensively and try to peel off the enemy pulse bomb / enemy primal. So a lot of this, it might just come down to primal / pulse bomb. As anticlimactic as that can be.
Fixer's on the other side of that bubble, but he's
They do zone backline for a long time. Pulse bomb does not hit. Rally is forced. Primal is forced. Zest turns around. They're going to focus on Belisariya, who will have pulse in time, or hit primal. He's going to go in backline. So basically just ultra. Belisariya does pop primal. Why does he pop primal?
towards the is Ana.
I don't know.
Towards the
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
but he's still slinging out their packs like
Wait.
Skewed survive. Fixer's on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he wanted to jump here, but I'm pretty sure he had bubbled too.
On the other side of that.
There's bubble at 26.
Towards the is
He is very close to bubble. Like, he has it right now. Don't. Maybe he thought he was gonna get. I think he honestly. Okay, this is crazy. This is complete conjecture. Complete conjecture. This is my guess. I think he goes in, and I think he realizes that he's screwed. All right? This is what I mean. I think this is a mistake. I don't think he has bubble yet. And I think he starts to jump and realizes that he doesn't have bubble yet, which, as you guys have probably seen, means 90% of the time slept, maybe hacked or pulsed, and he's dead. Right. I think he messes up and goes, oh my gosh, I'm going to die, and disengages. Woo! And Dynasty win this. Literally ult for nothing. And Fix is fixing the pop rally. Krillin could die. Krillin doesn't die. There's the nano. Oh, Mag, you gotta be so... Wait, Fixa dies? What? What is happening to the backline? So Skewed gets hacked. And gets... Skewed doesn't even get any HP. Is Skewed not walking? Skewed's not walking. Skewed's not walking. Skewed gets hacked and stuck around. Fixa just gets annihilated by something. Belisariya and Junior, I suppose. I'm baffled. And I think they failed the defensive Nana on Fixa. Yeah, they failed the defensive Nano on Fixa. I am quite certain, and I don't know how MN3 dies. Well, the reason why they didn't Nano Mags dive immediately is for the reason that you saw right here. Sleep Dart, no bubble. So they should have been able to nano the Fixa in time, but they didn't. No, MN3 is played perfectly. I think it's a mistake. I think they actually lost nano. I think they nanoed Fixa, and I think it was too late. I think it went. I think it died. We have no way of knowing, but I am 90% certain that that's what happened. That they killed Fixa as the nano boost was going off. And then I don't know how MN3 died. And that's basically it, right? And then obviously we get the great reaction, the land reaction, which is always fun to watch. Prophet played really well. I think Dynasty as a whole played a lot of their dive stuff pretty darn well. MN3 was hitting a lot of crazy shots. Junior definitely looked more uncomfortable on the Sombra. I really feel like Infernal played okay. I don't think they got like hard diffed on obviously any of the dive stuff. Esperanca and Oasis both felt very, very close. It was just weird stuff. Like, I feel like their defense was really poor on Blizzard World. Their Shambali was almost a complete wash. Like, really almost a complete wash. And then there were even moments in Antarctica where it felt like it really should not have been easy as it was. So, interesting to watch. I think Junior played relatively well. I think really, I don't think they were really, I think if I were to compare stuff around from the little bit that I see, I definitely think Mag was the better monkey than Belisariya for most of the match. I think both Prophet and Zest played relatively well. I think MN3 was also the better player for most of what I've seen. I don't know if we could blame backline here or team play. I don't know. It's impossible to say. But honestly, like, Seoul Dynasty deserved the win. They got the win. It was really close either way. But it felt like Shambali was just like where Infernal just, I don't know, man. Like, it was just literally a throwaway map. You know, like, this series really could have gone either way. Like, even Antarctica, even though it was a 2-0 Dynasty, it really, either of those rounds could have really gone either way. In fact, it was honestly a little bit unlucky that Infernal didn't win both of those rounds. Esperanca, obviously they win. Blizzard World was very much so. I think Seoul Dynasty just played better. Infernal played horribly. Hi, Kitty. But man, Infernal really put themselves in a hole because Shambali was just a complete wash. So they should have won their clutch factor as well. Yeah, you could absolutely say that. It felt like many times on Antarctica and Oasis where it should have been Infernals, and they messed it up. But yeah. Yeah, any questions, guys? I want to keep this relatively short because I do have to go. It is very late my time. But if there are any questions, I don't mind doing a few. Shambali could have gone either if they didn't throw him to the court. I mean, that's the thing is, that's what was frustrating to me is like with Shambali is it's like Shambali was just a complete compositional troll. I mean, really, truly. Like, I just don't know what you're doing there, mate. That could have gone either way. That was a very winnable game. So, yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I'm really sorry, guys. Like, it is objectively a lot harder to do this with the YouTube VOD. So I hope that you guys are able to still get a decent idea of like what was exactly going on. It's just frustrating to me that we don't have the replay viewer, but it is what it is. How to play against the Sombra team if you feel like you lose the mirror. I mean, we saw that the Hanzo had okay potential on a lot of maps. You don't have to play. Even the Sojourn looked pretty good on City Center, so you don't have to mirror. Could Shambali have been an Infernal being boom moment? I don't think so. I mean, I honestly, like, I don't think so. I don't think so. Love you too, Gangsta Boy. I mean, if you look at the, I mean, they did lose Antarctica, but they very clearly, they were just coming off of a win off of Blizzard World. So I mean, in all of Infernal's map losses, Antarctica, Oasis were really close, and it was just Shambali that was a stomp, but that was a stupid comp decision thing. I don't think they were tilted. I haven't watched a lot of the contender stuff now. Yeah, maybe. I think it was definitely like probably a meme strat that worked well in scrims, but just didn't really work very well in execution. And the reason why I was so critical of it was not the results, because I don't like being results oriented. I just don't think Mercy damage is Bastion is the play. So maybe it worked in scrims, and obviously that always is very difficult, because then you're like, well, if it's working in scrims, do we really want to change something? But, you know, whatever.